Oh my God, no! Oh my God! I wish you all were here.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night.
Stop the hammering!
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Let me have a Diablo sandwich of Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
La 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 la. It just goes too long. Voss is too long.
Far too long.
Which is, I guess, what we're going for.
Travis, are you going to change it?
No, I see no problems.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, you're the producer, right?
Business as usual.
Yeah.
It is, and I forgot about that.
really
Jackie
just
Gleason
keeps
makes me
going.
happy.
Oh my God, dude! I was at the food court yesterday in the mall.
Why? Who was on trial?
The Hamburglar. And Jess was at the sandwich place, and I was begging her. I'm like, please order a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper.
Did she?
No, she did
No,
not.
women under 50 never enjoy Smokey and the Bandit references.
But she did say, should I tell him to hurry up because I'm in a goddamn hurry?
That's fine.
Yeah. No.
Make it snappy. Make it fast. The fucking
And then
jangling keys.
She even knew the other part too. She was like, and then at the end, I'll say, thank you, nice lady.
Yeah, thank you, nice lady. I like when he walks out, right after that scene, he walks out and he's putting his sunglasses on, he's dragging toilet paper, and the fat waitress runs up and she goes, woohoo, sheriff! And she takes the sunglasses, she takes the toilet paper off the sunglasses, and when she's walking away, he goes, nice ass. And she has a big, fat, awful ass. It's not at all a nice ass.
I mean, I do have to be honest with you and tell you that the movie is heightened tremendously for me. There will never come a time where I see that movie and that scene comes on and I don't think of Nico and the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts brain trust behind the scenes trying to figure out how to order you a Diablo sandwich. It's just, it's just the funniest thing I'd ever seen that he still came in with the Dr. Pepper and that's how you know that there was the fatal flaw. Up until it was pointed out, there was a nervousness like, oh no, we weren't able to find a Diablo sandwich. There was nobody said, that's a movie line. He was just doing a line from a movie.
His brisk pace makes me happy. Everything about, if you've never seen Smokey the Bandit, just watch it for Jackie Gleason.
You could just YouTube the
Let me have a Diablo sandwich of Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
and then
his little...
Hush, puppy, Daddy. We got no time for that crap.
It's always...
Diablo and Doc.
Thank you, nicely.
We got no time for that crap.
Yeah, Jess could have at least yelled to see if you wanted something.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, you want anything? Yeah, can you make me a couple hush puppies? And then Jess just yelling, we got no time for that.
And the thing is,
thank you, nice lady.
He stops like a couple of feet before the door. That's the best part, is he just screams it in the restaurant. He could have walked to the door and yelled it, but he yells it from the restaurant. He is so fucking funny.
Oh, it's great.
It makes me sick.
It's great.
I really wish he was alive. Jackie Gleason is a funny fucking dude, man.
How was the weekend?
Busy. I sound eventful as far as my personal. I just did Philly, Bethlehem, New Jersey. It was a 3-show weekend, so it was good. Saw the Rents last night.
The Rents? Oh, you missed them for tea giving, right?
Yeah. So I went and had dinner last night.
How was that?
Good, just a long drive, but it was good seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see them.
Do you like? It had to be good to perform or do shows like locally, somewhat locally. I know Pennsylvania isn't local, but it's not. You're not flying anywhere.
Yeah, the only like going from Philly to Bethlehem. I thought Bethlehem was farther. For some reason, I was thinking Harrisburg, and I was thinking it was a 3-hour trek. So we went to Bethlehem the next day, and I was like, oh, it's only an hour and a half from Philly. I thought it was 3 hours from Philly for some reason. But it was great. I mean, it's local crowds. I came home Saturday night and came home.
Oh, yeah. Did I see a photo of you in full Chip get up on stage?
Yeah.
You went with the whole, with the wig and the hat and the glasses?
I only did it in Philly. I did not do it in Jersey or Bethlehem. No reason. It's because you have to talk to the audience while you're putting this stuff on.
Yeah, well, how did you transition?
I just was talking. They were demanding Chip. I didn't put it up. I don't know who put it up.
I just saw a photo of
Oh,
it. Yeah, I don't
okay.
know. I just saw it somewhere. I saw a photo of it. Maybe somebody in my aunt mentions. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know who did it, but I did it once just to see what it was like to do it, and people liked it. It just felt weird.
Do you talk as Chip while you're putting the outfit on?
Well, I'm off stage. I go to the side. I brought my bag and put it on the side of the stage.
So you now have an outfit change in your act.
At the very end, I did for a second, but I couldn't do it again because holding the mic and doing it was kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
So I had to put the wig on and I had to put the fucking hat. Did I have a hat? No hat, just glasses.
Were you like, I think someone might be here?
Yeah. Oh, I know. You hear about the craziness that's going on in the world? I'd like to get a friend's opinion on that.
No, I did it because I wanted to see how it felt to do that because they always yell for Chip and I always do it. I do it at the end.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the whole show to be derailed by sock cucka. But it was kind of fun to do. It was just weird to actually do that and then walk back out on stage.
Do you think you're going to keep doing it?
Nah, I don't know. And then I just take it off and I just tell everybody how humiliating it is. And they enjoy that, yeah.
They like that.
Of course.
Because they liked it. First, they got to see their favorite character, Chip, and then they also got an acknowledgement of you being uncomfortable.
Humiliated.
They like that.
Not even uncomfortable, humiliated.
Humiliated.
Yeah.
Like, this is where my career is right now.
Yeah, in my life. I live, literally, my life is one moment of humiliation after another.
I see. Okay. Okay.
So I don't know. But it was weird to do that in Philly. I didn't know, so I'm sure someone took a picture. I didn't see it.
But you're still getting paid, though, so how humiliating can it be?
Well, that's exactly what I said to myself in that cadence in the dressing room after.
Getting paid.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're still cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
I'm in Chicago this Friday. People are crying out Iowa. Not crying, but they're like, but I apologize we didn't do that better.
Iowa!
I'm going in May. It's that and Milwaukee are in May, and I'm doing Foxwoods. That's been announced on my website. It's a whole bunch of shit. I'm very disorganized. I feel very out of place.
From now on, if people see you, will it be good for you, you think, if you come out on stage doing Chip, but you're not in the outfit, and people are in the audience going, put the wig on?
No, because I've had to yell that before. No, somebody wants to know. No, I have not. I make sure these guys are okay. Hold on, where's this?
Who's that?
I just want to really quick go to Joe in North Carolina. Why are you asking about them? Is everything all right, Joe?
No, I just I saw. I think it was Eric online, and a couple days ago.
Who are we talking
Stangl
about?
Brothers. He's asking if you talked to the Stangl Brothers lately. So what's going on with them?
No, I was just curious to see if you've talked to them or reconciled or either touched base with them since the falling out with you and.
Oh, they weren't mad at me. I love those guys. Eric and Justin are buddies of mine. Look, they might not have been the best fit here, and they got like a lot of heat from the fans. But I really like those dudes as guys. Thanks for the call, Joe. Yeah, those guys are fine.
They're great. I talked to them on the reg.
I like them a lot. And they're over there with Harry Connick Jr. Those are the guys that got me the green room. I had no place to shoot Gervais for the special. And they actually just got me one of Harry Connick's green rooms. Like, yeah, come up here. He's doing our show. You can do it. I love those guys. So.
Yeah.
No, I never had a falling out with them at all. They weren't mad at me.
I spent time this weekend. I probably got through like 3 episodes of The Sopranos from season 3. And it is... Season 3 of The Sopranos is the best season of any TV show's television ever.
Is it better than season 5 of Lost?
Yes, I find it to be better than season 5 of Lost. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Season 3 is like... Not only the Pine Barrens episode, which I think everybody remembers, but that's the season with Tony's girlfriend, Gloria. That's when Ralphie beats the prostitute to death. It's when Jackie Jr.'s around. It's when everything is happening.
Did all of Gloria, by the way, Annabella, that's the one who was saying that Harvey Weinstein raped her in her apartment.
Really?
That's her, yeah. So you just say a reference. She, did she also, for any spoilers, she commits suicide in the series. I mean, it's been 14 years. My apologies. Was that the episode? I thought of that recently where Patsy, Tony's hitman Patsy goes to take her for a ride, and like he's trying out the car, and he parks the car, and she goes, "Hey, if I'm not back in a half hour, they call the cops." And he goes, "Hey, just stay away from him, stay away from his family, because the next time when you die, you're not going to see him, you're going to see me." Was that season 3?
I think so. I haven't gotten to that spot yet.
It's so good. You know the scene I mean?
Totally.
Fuck.
The one that I was watching last night was when in the Pine. I forgot it was the same episode, but the Pine Barrens episode where Christopher and Paulie get lost in the snowy woods in Jersey is the same episode where she throws a giant stake at the back of Tony's neck.
I don't remember that
because Tony's leaving.
Yeah,
like he just shows up because he was late because he found out that Carmela's Carmela's pussy whipped father. You remember her like eunuch dad?
Yeah.
Her father has glaucoma, so he has to sit with Carmela's parents. Then he goes and meets up with Gloria, but then he has to leave right away to rescue Christopher and Paulie from the woods. And she gets pissed at him because she just made a mistake.
Sure.
And she throws the steak at the back of his neck. And then he walks into Junior's house, and Junior's like, "What'd you just eat, steak?" And Tony's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then Bobby walks in to go to the Pine Barrens to rescue Christopher and Paulie. But Bobby is, he's obviously as big as he always has been. And he's wearing all camo and an orange bright vest as if he's going hunting for deer. It's just, everything is just amazing.
You know what's the best part of all that stuff you just said? This is what makes The Sopranos just a masterpiece. The father had glaucoma.
Yeah.
Like they put that into a mafia show.
Yeah.
He's got to just sit there, this mafia don who has people killed, has to just sit there with his wife's father because he's got glaucoma.
Yeah.
Glaucoma. That's what made the show great.
He's got to deal with his wife's parents. Like they walk in and Carmela and Tony there, and Carmela's like, she's like, "We were at the eye doctor." The mother was like, "We were at the eye doctor for hours. He's got glaucoma. He may need an operation." And Carmela's like, "Oh, can I fix you something to eat?" And the mom just goes, "Who could eat at a time like this?" just shittiness.
Yeah.
Tony's there, and then he's going to go see Gloria. And Carmela's like, "Tony, you can't leave. He's got glaucoma." And you see Tony, this mafia boss.
He wants to go fuck this woman.
Yeah. And he just sits there like, He has to go sit down at the kitchen table and just hang out with his in-laws.
Yeah, he wants to go dump a load in some Mercedes dealer.
Right.
Can listen to this shit with cloudy eyes.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good show.
And then just watching like how Ralphie becomes a captain. Tony doesn't want to promote him.
That's right.
Except the other guy who was a captain is constipated, and he ends up dying on the toilet trying to push a log out. And it's like that's the other brilliance of it, that it's this mafia show, and David Chase didn't try to like create this dramatic effect behind, oh, this guy is going to get murdered outside this restaurant and blah blah blah. He's like, no, sometimes people just die taking a shit on the toilet.
What happened to with Ralphie? There was a reason that Tony was mad at him.
Because he beat the prostitute to death.
Okay.
Because she was like being nice to Tony.
And didn't Tony try to make up with Ralphie, and Ralphie wouldn't do it? And then all of a sudden he's like, "Fuck you, it's too late now."
Not in that instance, but that happened.
Yeah.
At one point in the series.
If you haven't seen The Sopranos, it's a great show, and I were talking about it like it happened this week. But
it's so great.
It's such a good program. Have you seen it, Troy?
I've never.
Dude,
it really is that great a series,
and it gets better the second and the third and the fourth time you watch it. Like, there's not that many. It's an hour-long episode. It's like there's not that many series that you can just go back and watch again because it's such a time commitment. But I'll watch. Can
you watch Lost again?
No, I can't watch. I didn't watch Lost the first time. I thought it was stupid from the beginning. I got to episode 2 and I was like, I'm not watching this show.
What was the line, Mike in Philly? Hello.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey,
What's
buddy.
up, guys? Big fan.
Hey, man.
The line is, Patsy takes Gloria for a ride in the Mercedes, and he goes, "They're going to be peeling your nipples off these fine leather seats."
That's right. And then, did he say you won't? It's not him you're going to see. It's me.
He said it. He goes, "It won't be ceremonious." He goes, "It'll be me that you see, not Tony." Yeah, I might be fucking up the order a little bit, but he's like, "It won't be sentimental. It won't be ceremonious."
I think you're right. Yeah.
It seemed like, I'm just going to fucking kill you. Tony's not going to show up. He doesn't want anything to do with you.
The last face you see isn't going to be his. It's going to be mine or something. Like, it's just this guy with glasses.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh God, I don't want this guy shooting me in my car." All right,
I don't want my nipples on these seats.
I think earlier in the season, doesn't Patsy? That's that season where he pisses in Tony's pool, right?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that part.
Because he had his twin brother killed. It's either that season or that.
Oh, that's right. He did. I don't know if it was the season before when he has his twin brother killed.
Yeah, man.
He had Patsy's brother killed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Such a good show. Such a good show.
So I'll go through it again. Now you're making me want to watch it again.
You should.
The pilot's weird though. If you watch the pilot, that was shot in '97 and it shelved for 2 years. So it just sat there. So Gandolfini's different in the pilot. His accent is different. He's not the exact same guy. He talks differently. He sounds like a little bit of a different Tony.
Yeah.
Because they shot it 2 years later. They're lucky everybody was available.
That's right. That's right. And then on Friday, right after the show, we had Paul Scheer on the show on Friday, who's in The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
and like I hadn't seen the movie, but the movie was only playing. The Disaster Artist was only playing in L.A. and New York this weekend, and it made what? What?
I'm sorry. I apologize witness to what you said. You made a small mistake. Sam in Buffalo.
Hi. It's not a steak that got thrown at his head. It was a London broil, which it just makes it better.
It does.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. It does make it better. There's something about she makes a London broil. That was such a luxury when I was a kid having a London. You ever eat a London broil?
No.
Which I don't know what the difference between that and a steak is.
It's bigger, I think.
Is it bigger? I don't know the difference.
It's a big piece of meat that she threw at his head.
My mother would make London broil, and I don't know the difference.
I don't know.
But that is really funny that she threw a London broil at his neck.
She did, and hit him right on the back of the neck. He was pissed, too.
Of course.
He was fucking pissed.
Who wants a London broil thrown at their fucking neck?
He's got to deal with his in-laws. He's got to go find his fucking his co-workers, his people that work under him, lost in the fucking woods in New Jersey in the middle of the winter because they were trying to kill a guy who he just wanted them to pick up money from.
Yep.
Now he's got this girl that he's just trying to fuck on the side, throwing a London broil at his neck. That's so frustrating.
In one episode. That's such a good show. Sorry, man.
But yeah, so I went to see Disaster Artist was only playing in New York and LA this weekend, but it still didn't do 1.2 million. Is that the right figure?
On 19 locations.
Amazing.
It's like the sixth film that's done that. That's grossed 100 or 1 million on that few screens.
That's almost as much as the original made.
Almost.
Not in opening weekend.
The original opening weekend was good.
The original made 1.8 thousand in the opening weekend. Yeah.
How much?
$1,800.
Did it?
In the first 2 weeks.
Oh, that's bad.
But it was only playing in one theater because Tommy, when Tommy Wiseau made the movie The Room, which The Disaster Artist is the making of that movie, Tommy rented out a theater for the premiere to have like a big Hollywood premiere for a real movie. And somebody told him that in order to get recognized by the Academy for potential awards, you have to have at least a 2-week run in theaters. So instead of renting out the theater for one night, he rented it out for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And just played The Room there the whole time. And that's how he made his 1,800.
Did he think that this was a good film?
He thought, when Tommy Wiseau made The Room, he thought it was a real American drama. He thought it was one of the great American dramas of all time.
Well, shooting it with 2 cameras was probably not cost effective.
At the same time.
Yeah.
He bought them both. He didn't rent them. He purchased them both. But yes, he did shoot it with a HD video and film at the same time.
Where's he from, Tom Wiseau?
New Orleans.
He is.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah.
American.
He sounds European.
No. He's from New Orleans. I asked him that very question because I thought the same thing at one point, but he informed me New Orleans is his place of origin. So that's good to know. But
is he gay?
What?
I'm just asking. I'm not saying he is. I'm asking.
No.
Oh, okay.
He likes chicks and chicks like him. He's fucking Tommy Wiseau. He wears 2 belts because the second one cups his ass and makes his ass look good. A lot of people don't know that's why he does
perhaps
that.
the manliest man I've ever seen.
He really is.
Fair enough.
And so he, so the Disaster Artist came out and I went right after the show on Friday. I went to like the 12:30 showing here in Manhattan, and the theater, like, it wasn't full by any stretch because it's 12:30.
Sure,
but it wasn't empty. Like
right.
I love going to movies in the afternoon after the show because usually I get the theater to myself or close to it. I didn't even get the row to myself. There were a lot of people in this 12:30 screening of this movie, but I mean, it was really good. It was. They obviously couldn't show anything, and as somebody who's obsessed with The Room as I am, like, there were things that were left out. And
they couldn't show anything, you said, or everything?
No, they couldn't show everything.
Oh, everything. Okay.
They couldn't show everything. They could show a lot.
Sure.
They couldn't show everything, and they also had to sweeten Tommy a little bit because at the end of the day, the message of the movie has to be like,
it's a movie.
Like, this guy's dream came true. Like, there has to be some kind of redemption, right?
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of like, you want to be on Tommy's side.
Yeah.
So they had to sweeten him a little bit.
Do you think he was difficult in real life to deal with?
Dude, I've talked to a lot of people who none of them have said he's anything but difficult to deal with. And they do show him being like really difficult on the set. Especially during the... Travis, did you see the movie?
No, I'll see it this week.
They showed the making of the love scene in the film. And
there's
like,
2.
No. They just shot one scene. They played it twice.
Huh.
Yeah, they played the love scene twice.
That was a good sex scene, though.
You thought so?
I did. I've never seen the whole movie. I want to see the room. The room. And I've just seen moments of it, and it was some of the acting was a bit lackluster. I found mild storyline holes.
Right.
The football, I knew why they did it, but I didn't think it necessarily added.
Oh no,
not necessarily.
Right. Did you think that when they? Did you notice the green screen effect on the roof at all?
Wasn't necessary.
It was shot outside.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with the sex scene is it was too short.
Well, luckily it's back. It's twice. It's actually, and you might think that, but the sex scene in the movie The Room is actually longer by quite a bit than most sex scenes in movies.
You think?
Yeah, especially with the amount of ass clenching in the thrusts that happen.
Was there a lot of that?
Yeah.
So much.
There's a scene in The Disaster Artist where the audience, they show the audience at the premiere watching the sex scene. And Tommy's he thinks he's got to put his naked ass in the movie to sell tickets. But Tommy's sitting there in the theater as everybody's just groaning.
They were groaning?
Watching the sex scene. So what are they doing?
Do you think that they got this information from people who actually saw the premiere and they went, people groaned at this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Greg, it's based on Greg Sestero's book. Greg Sestero is the co-star and made the whole movie with Tommy, and he was part of the process. Absolutely.
So he was at the premiere and all that stuff?
Absolutely.
You think he was embarrassed by this project?
At first, he definitely was. But then he just kind of went with it. And Tommy did make an about face that when Tommy Wiseau made the movie The Room, he wanted it to be, or he thought it was after it was made. He thought it was a one of the great American dramas, like all the plays, and he'd watch films, dramas from the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
Sure.
He thought of himself as he wanted to be like James Dean.
Yeah, like a handsome kind of...
Right. But he has since, very quickly also, after the movie started to see an audience and they were laughing at it, he started describing it as a black comedy.
Oh. Do you think he meant it as that?
When he created the movie?
Yeah.
He did not. No, I think he did what is known in the business as a pivot.
An about face?
Yes. Yes, he got to a fork in the road and decided to pivot and go this way.
How embarrassing is it? Look, we've all humiliated ourselves a million times, but to make
did not.
To make a drama, to make a 90-minute drama that you then have to sell as a comedy?
Well, look, I mean, there's desperation involved here. This is a guy who legit put a billboard of himself up in LA for years.
With his number on it.
With his phone number on it. And that's the other thing, that now we're almost 15 years removed from him releasing this movie. There was a good 8 years before it really started to catch on as this cult phenomenon.
What year did it come out?
2003.
Okay.
And there was a long time, and people started, the billboard became a local landmark in LA just because it was so weird. But, and the LA comedy scene started to acknowledge The Room as this fun, crazy thing. But in terms of it being a legitimate success, in terms of where it is now, it took years.
Yeah.
Years to even get to the place where it's at now.
Wasn't the Rocky Horror Show wasn't meant to be a cult classic. It was just meant to be a movie. And then all of a sudden, people kind of take the ridiculousness of it and start making fun of it or goofing with it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes something else.
Yeah, nobody ever said the Rocky Horror, that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Nobody ever said that.
That's a good. No, they didn't. But it was not.
A lot of
great
people
film.
love it.
They do, but it's for the weird reasons.
Campiness.
It's campy.
Right.
Frankenfurter and fucking toast, and they throw toast. It's just weird.
But everybody says that The Room is the worst movie they've ever seen.
Yeah, that's been universally held as not a particularly good picture.
Right.
Worse than Ed Wood stuff, though?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess because at least he had Bela Lugosi.
And Ed Wood's story, there'd be continuity problems here and there, or the sets would move, or it would take you out of it or stuff. But there wouldn't just be non sequiturs thrown at you for an entire length of the film.
Like what?
I just got back from the doctor. I definitely have breast cancer.
That's the main plot point.
She said that to him?
No, she said that to her daughter. And then it never comes up again in the movie.
I definitely have breast cancer.
I definitely have breast cancer.
Does she say it in a really a sad way that moves you as an audience member?
She says it very similarly to the way I just said it.
Oh.
She's such a nag. Yeah. That mother. My God.
Yeah.
You know how happy I was this weekend when I saw on Amazon that it's number 16 in DVD sales?
It's amazing because it's the only place you can get it.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't stream it?
No. Tommy only sells it himself.
Yeah, he's like Tarantino. He doesn't, he's a movie buff.
You can get Tarantino's films on iTunes. Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and I guess he's even more of a movie buff.
What a dope he is to not sell it on iTunes.
Yeah, he's the best. All the money's going to him.
All the money goes to Tommy.
But he'd make more of it if he sold more copies.
Who's counting all that? No, all the money goes right in Tommy's pocket.
I want to see it. I've never seen the whole thing. Do you guys have a copy of it? You could loan me?
No, my copy's signed by the director, so I won't be loaning it to you.
How about just the actual DVD?
You can come over to my house and watch.
I don't need...
He would have to do that, by the way, because I don't think Jim would watch the whole thing through on his own.
Why?
Because it's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
You might have to come over and just watch it at my place.
I was watching it again this weekend, and I'm halfway through, and I moused up to see how much time was left. I'm like, oh my God, there's still another 50 minutes left.
I almost had to, I practically had to handcuff Jess to the couch to watch the entire thing.
Did she like it?
She hated it. Firstly, she thought I was making her watch a porno because the sex scene in the movie is so ridiculous. She was like, is this a porno? And I'm like, no, it's a great American drama. and by the end of it, she was like, why did you make me do that? What did we just watch? That was terrible.
Yeah, the first time, unless you're committed, you'll turn it off because it's bad. It's not funny bad. It's bad.
It's just bad.
Well, then it becomes funny.
And it's so long.
How long is it?
It's 90 hours.
It's over 90 minutes. It's a full-length thing, but it starts to feel really long because it's so bad.
Well, let me ask you, your director's signed copy, did he sign the disc or the actual box cover?
No, just the box cover.
Then bring me the disc. Gives a fuck about that. It's a disc.
Bring him a disc.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Break it? I don't want the box cover. Keep the signed box cover.
Oh, I will.
And let me borrow the disc. I'll take care of it.
I will. I have the signed box cover next to my signed football.
Did you get him to sign a football?
Yeah, I got him. He brought me a football from the movie, like the room, official The Room football.
Did you ask him to bring a football?
No.
So you think he has a lot of those?
He just brought it. Yeah. He just brought it and he tossed it to me.
The first thing he did was when he came in studio was just throw you a football.
He did. He threw me a football.
Oh, he knows.
He knows.
It's his thing.
Yeah, he gets it. I was here. I went to a midnight showing once in a theater. It was great. Throw spoons and shit.
I did watch the scene of him walking into the flower store.
Oh, hi, doggy.
And when he pulls off the sunglasses, how then she recognizes him. I felt that was a bit of a poorly written scene.
Why? It's her favorite customer.
No, I know, but she doesn't recognize him until he takes the sunglasses off.
Here you go.
The ADR was good in that movie when the voice matched really well to what the people were saying.
Entire movie. Here you go. Keep the change.
Well, let's take a. I mean, Jim, this is.
He pulls up. It's a necessary scene.
Now they're in San Francisco for some reason.
I love it.
The movie's not set in San Francisco.
It's not?
No.
That is San Francisco.
Yeah, the rest of it was filmed in L.A.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me.
Synced up that bad?
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Huh?
Go, keep the change.
It's not synced up, is it? Is it a goof?
Thanks a lot.
It's not a goof. This is the movie.
It's really synced up like that.
Yes. That's not from. That's not the transfer.
Yeah, what's wrong?
That's the film. That's.
How do you?
Well, because in
Troy's stunned disbelief at the lack of professionalism.
He saw 30 seconds of the thing, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I thought it was a goof.
No. That's not a goof. That's the movie.
How does that make it to the final edit?
Well, Tommy edited it.
It's not. The mouth's not synced up with the voice.
It was done. Wiseau Films put it out. There's 2 title cards at the beginning because he got 2 different logos made, so he put both title cards out that say Wiseau Films.
Wow.
Do you think that they could have done a better job in the ADR?
No.
Do I think so? Yeah. I don't. I think Tommy did a great job.
He just lifts his sunglasses. Oh, hi, Tommy.
A lot of people don't know.
It's like Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already talking.
Clark Kent wears the glasses and nobody knows it's Superman.
Right.
Oh, this is so homoerotic.
What, with Denny?
Oh.
I love this scene. This scene's the best.
All right, put them sound up. They're on the roof.
Let's go home. I did not hit her. It's not true.
Go back to the beginning.
I did not hit her.
Because this is a montage.
Well, the leading up to it when there's a gun.
Taking drugs.
Come on, stop. It was a mistake.
A mistake. That he takes drugs.
Let's go home. Come on, it's clear.
What's clear? I am going to call the police.
Mom, stop. It was Denny's mistake. Just stop.
Oh.
Let's go. Why did you do this? You know better, right? Why?
I'm sorry.
You know better, Denny. You almost got killed.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again, I promise.
Denny, you know that Johnny's like your father, and we're your friends. We're gonna.
He's just holding the kid's hair.
He's like pulling it.
like his father would.
This is an 8-minute clip. I can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a montage of stuff.
That's all green screen in the back?
Yeah, of course. That's why it moves like that.
It's so bad.
Right. Yeah, well, they didn't position it right. So the camera moves, so the green screen doesn't stay... Like the green screen, when the camera moves, the green screen does not stay put. Like, so the background moves with the camera.
Where did they put the green screen? Around the roof?
Well, they were in a parking lot.
Oh.
And they designed that roof set in the parking lot, and then they put green screen around it.
Oh, instead of just getting a roof?
Well, yeah, they could have just done it on the roof. Yeah, they definitely could have.
Oh, that's a parking lot that they made into a set.
Yeah, it's the parking lot of the set. And yeah, they just built the wall. The wall's real. And they put green screen around it. As opposed to, even all you really had to do was angle the camera kind of upwards, and you just see the sky in the background anyway. Right? You know what I mean?
Were they in L.A.?
Yes.
They shot it in L.A.?
They shot it in Los Angeles, California.
You literally could have gotten... He's holding the football.
Yeah, why is Pete? Who doesn't like to play football on the roof?
That football's going to cause some damage.
Yeah, oh, I know.
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. You want to go to Fred in Long Island on line 3?
Sure. I'm really enjoying that. Let's see. Here we go. Fred Long Island. Hey, Fred.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, buddy.
Good. I know you're such a huge fan of The Room, but I wanted to know what your thoughts of James Franco's portrayal of Tommy Wiseau. Was it like extremely accurate? Because from the trailers, it looked amazing.
He did really, really, really well as Tommy.
Does he sound like him?
He sounds like him. He looks like him. He acts like him. Like, there are shots you can kind of sometimes see in the face that it's not Tommy, right? But there are shots where he's walking in, especially when he's wearing like the big awful cargo pants and like the bucket hat, where from behind or from the side or whatever, you can't tell it's not Tommy. It's pretty amazing. And he's all pasty, and he like worked out a lot, because Tommy's like super muscular, so he worked out a lot, so his body looked just like Tommy.
Thank you, Fred.
Because when he's
awesome. I can't wait to see it this weekend.
Take care, buddy.
It's actually one of the only movies I can think of. You know how on movie sets when guys do nude scenes, they wear like a
cock sock. They call it. Yeah,
yeah. So in order to get across how uncomfortable it was on this set, Tommy walked around naked all day for his nude scene. Like he was directing it, and he was naked the whole time. He was just wearing this dumb cock sock the whole time. So in the movie, Franco, you see him, like they pan out, so you see his whole body just wearing this little cock sock the whole time. And he's like fighting with people and yelling at people, and he's trying to do the love scene, and it's great.
Yeah, those things are really, they look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Cock sock.
His pubes sticking out of him.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
Because you're going to grind your heart on somebody. What do they have? It's like a little G-string that goes in the ass crack, too?
No, it's just because he had to show his bare ass. There's no G-string. Like, his ass is clear. So it's just a sock that fits over the dick and balls. And then there was like an elastic kind of band that goes around it, so it stays up on the dick and balls. But that's it. No,
it's the elastic band.
No waist thing, no
okay.
thong, no nothing like that.
Yeah, I've never been asked to wear one.
You haven't?
No, I've never done a nude scene.
Well, maybe you want to do one for this show.
I want to see the butt cheeks going. That really bothered everybody.
Well, Tommy, he clenches his cheeks as he's thrusting, except he's also really high on her, so it looks like he's like fucking her stomach.
Oh, do you think that's how they shot it so it would look?
No.
He wanted to look like a bigger guy?
No, he didn't. I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing.
No, but if he's higher up on her.
No, he didn't. He thought he just wanted to look like two people having sex, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like a guy humping somebody's stomach.
Why is he up on her?
Because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, I mean, the actress probably said don't grind on my puss.
Well, but no, I think by that time, everybody was so Tommy just does what Tommy does. You know, I don't think that Tommy, there is no possible way that Tommy was humping her stomach because the actress was uncomfortable.
You know, I wonder if did it look like his head is way above her? Meaning, does it make him look taller?
He just doesn't. He made a mistake.
Okay.
He just
don't try to make excuses.
All right, I'm trying to figure out why he did this.
He made a mistake, and it's unfortunate for Tommy.
Or Sam just doesn't know how sex is done.
Maybe I don't.
Right.
Are you supposed to hump the stomach?
That's how I do it.
Oh, okay.
Do you think he was trying to show off his abs here?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Smelling the rose. Who the fuck does that?
Smell roses after sex? I do that. You don't do that?
No.
You don't have fresh roses in your bedroom after sex?
No, I don't.
You're not romantic at all.
No, after sex, it smells like what the roses are fertilized in. No, I don't. I don't know why that annoys me. I know, ironically, that this is great to watch, but I'm just watching like, what are you doing?
Well, yeah.
That's why you need to watch it with Sam or someone else, because you will turn it off.
You don't think I'll make it through it?
I don't. I think you'll
also-
get so frustrated that you'll just turn it off.
I kind of want to watch it with you and record it. Like-
no, because then I'd be self-conscious.
Jim, you're a natural performer.
I would just look at the camera and go, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
People would laugh.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but he does. I really can't believe, because A24 did this movie too. They also did the Florida Project. And after watching this thing and looking at like everybody's lists, so everybody now, all like the movie critics and people like that, all the websites are putting out their top 10 of 2017 lists now.
Yep.
Everybody has Florida Project and has the Disaster Artist on their top 10.
I want to see Florida Project. My link kept fucking up. It kept stopping when I tried to watch that. Yeah, the Sandy Kane's movie.
It's good. It's great.
I really wanted to see that.
I cannot believe, like, this movie is legit an Oscar contender.
Which one?
The
Florida
Disaster.
Project? Oh.
Both of them are. But The Disaster Artist, the movie about the making of The Room, is... there's a likely chance that it's going to get nominated for something.
And they're saying Jordan Peele's movie, I think, is...
Get Out?
Yeah, but wasn't he... They called it a comedy? Didn't they classify it as a comedy?
The Golden Globe or whatever. Yeah, because they don't have a horror category. So they nominated it in comedy, but that's... I'd be insulted by that if I were Jordan Peele.
I didn't see that. I wasn't necessarily a scary movie.
Was that their choice?
Was that whose choice?
Jordan Peele and the
No,
movie company, because you have to choose where you're going to submit it to.
Maybe the movie company did it because Jordan Peele tweeted something out not being happy about it.
Yeah, I think it was the movie company.
Because you do have to, for your consideration.
Yeah, the Globes are fucking retarded. Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, stupid.
Thank you, Travis.
We know that. Yeah.
No R words.
Please.
No, literally no words that start with R. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was Get Out was great.
Get Out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Get Out, he gets it.
I can't hear that movie without doing
Get
Get
Out. Get Out. Get Out. Why, you think you're going to make it, huh? Just so uninspired. Yeah, it was really a good film.
Yeah.
It was more of a drama to me, though. It was a horror film, but to me the message was a little more of a drama-driven.
I would agree with that. Like if you're gonna put it in either comedy or drama, I would definitely put it in drama.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's got a serious message.
And the comic angle. What was the comedian's name who's in that? He's very funny.
Lil Ray.
Yeah. It didn't hurt the movie. Like usually, like comic moments like that hurt a movie. It didn't hurt this movie at all.
It was actually funny.
It was really funny.
Yeah. Like usually they put in those comic relief moments in horror movies, and it's just it's awful.
They're the fucking comic relief moments in like dramas or cop movies are the fucking worst. It worked well in this movie. It works well. Schwarzenegger could always do that well.
Yeah.
Like those little cheesy lines, you know. Oh, here's your hand. What a dumb fucking line. And you're like, I got it. It's campy, but it works.
But Lil Ray is one of the few characters that is just put in for comic relief that actually works.
That worked really well. I usually despise comic relief. And everyone who's seen me live knows that. I usually hate it.
They wait for it at your shows.
Comic relief?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying they don't get it?
No, yeah, I'm saying there's no comedy there.
You're probably right.
They need some relief from the heavy drama of your shows.
It's true. I'm pacing like Lenny Bruce, just reading court papers. See you soon, Chicago.
But yeah, I would recommend very much everybody go see The Disaster Artist.
I want to see The Room first. I have to see The Room first.
Here's the order that people have to do this in my opinion. Everybody's asking, you can absolutely see The Disaster Artist without seeing The Room. It still works. It still holds up. And it might even be better to go in without expectations or whatever. But I think the best way to do it is to watch The Room, then see The Disaster Artist, then get the Disaster Artist book on tape and listen to that. The book on tape instead of the book, because Greg Sestero does such a good Tommy Wiseau impression. And I would say watch the movie and then read the book, because there's so much more. Like the movie does a good job of telling the basic story, but there's so much more to it.
So read the book, watch The Room, watch the James Franco movie.
Yes.
Then read the book.
Then get the book, yeah.
Or the book on tape.
Yeah.
Is the book on tape everything, or is it like condensed?
It's not abridged.
Okay, abridged, sorry, yeah.
It's like 12 hours. It's on Audible. Yeah.
Sometimes those condensed books are really the worst.
Terrible. Terrible. I hate them.
Condensed audio. It's like, I don't want to listen to it. Abridged, sorry.
Yeah.
There's no reason to listen to it.
When you get like an audio book and it's like 2.5 hours long, you're like, what?
I used to enjoy a good Reader's Digest abridged story, but those would help make you want to go out and get the whole story.
That was the point, right?
I enjoy a good Reader's Digest.
You do?
It was a good toilet book. I don't even know if they still make them.
I can't imagine.
That was such a great toilet book. Little jokes that have...
Really?
Yeah,
I never read a Reader's Digest, but I know that that was the same size as like
TV Guide.
TV Guide magazine.
Sure. Yeah, it was Reader's Digest was a great fucking take a shit read. Small, it didn't interfere. It didn't. I hate when a newspaper touches my legs when I'm taking a shit.
You do.
I hate it.
Why don't you just use your phone?
Now I do, but I'm saying growing up, I
just shaking the.
Oh, hated it.
Because it's brushing against your naked knees.
It tickles your leg hairs. A good Reader's Digest you can hold in one hand and really fucking get in there.
Put your thumb in the middle of the thing and just look at it.
Yeah. Read little medical updates.
I used to read TV Guide like a motherfucker.
Did you?
Oh yeah. I got so excited when I was a kid and I figured out how they worked because they're all like there's so much little print and it's graphs and stuff. But like when I'm a young kid and I'm like, wait a minute, this little magazine tells me everything that's going to be on TV all week. I would read it like crazy, getting all excited about the programs that were coming up.
It's obviously all. Do they still make them or no?
No,
they don't.
No, because I can't. I mean, there'd be no purpose for them.
Yeah, they still make TV Guide.
What? Why?
It's a magazine.
But it's
yeah,
not
it's
like
also
a
a channel.
Yeah, they have a TV Guide channel, which you also don't need a TV Guide channel because you got a guide on your TV now.
The excitement that I used to get when we got the new TV Guide magazine, because I would look at Don Kirshner's rock concert and see if Kiss was going to be on. That was like for me the highlight of the week.
Because they tell you the guests in little print.
They would tell you the guests, and a lot of times they would say Columbo this week, and they would list the guest stars, and they would say Columbo tries to solve a mystery with Johnny Cash or whatever. They would give you a brief synopsis in a lot of them. I would love that. I would go crazy for a fucking good TV Guide.
Yeah, I would always love that stuff. They'd have little articles in the beginning, and then they get to the meat of it. What's going to be on TV?
They still make the cable guides, don't they? HBO. I think the first HBO guide I ever got, if I can remember correctly, had Apocalypse Now on the front page, and Clockwork Orange was listed inside of it. I think that was the first one I ever got.
I think they really just make those for like hotels and
stuff. They do for
now.
hotels. It's not they don't send them to people's homes.
No, but they make them for hotels. Well, now HBO is trying to push HBO Go.
Yeah.
Which you just go on and click a thing, and it's like, here's the new movies. Here's every TV show we've ever aired. It's amazing.
Isn't that the same as, can't you do that on, if you have a subscription just on your cable box?
HBO On Demand does not have everything that HBO Go does.
They don't.
No.
Is that a separate subscription?
No. If you have a subscription, I think there's HBO Now, which is an app, which is exactly like HBO Go, but it's for cable subscribers.
Right.
Like so if I pay for HBO, can I get HBO Go?
Yeah.
If you pay for HBO, yeah. If you pay for HBO, you get HBO Go. You just log in with your cable provider.
Yes, that's what I do.
I have the app on my iPad.
All right. Can you watch it on your computer?
Yes.
All right.
You can watch on your computer?
No, I struggled because I was overseas one time trying to watch something, and it's like you can't watch because it's not in this area. Yeah.
Oh, well, that might be different. Yeah, like I know if you go to like Canada, you can't like log into Netflix because it's picking up a different service provider.
That's probably where I was.
It thinks that you're Canadian trying to log in with a U.S. account, and you can't do that because they're two separate companies.
Right, like they think you're a cheat. You're a Canadian cheat.
Yes.
What do you guys use? One of those IP blockers?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because
I don't
Netflix
leave the
Canada.
United States.
That's why. Because you don't want to miss any shows.
Exactly. I have all my programs that I want to watch.
Okay.
Until I do not leave the United States.
I wish you would.
Why? Then I wouldn't be able to do the show.
No, I don't want you to be able to do the show. I just want you to leave for a little while.
You want to go? Just a little break ski?
A little break.
You want to go to line 3? Adam in Minnesota.
Yes. Hello, Adam.
Yeah, hi, Sam. Thank you for retweeting me this weekend. I finally saw The Room, and oh my God, was it just ridiculous.
I like that you're
acting is horrible. There's really no story.
I like that in Minnesota the movie is known as The Room.
Say it again, sir.
The Room.
Oh, yeah, it's The Room. Thank you.
Yeah, no, there's no story to it. Oh, you hung up on him? He didn't even get to his point.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I thought he was done. Sorry, man.
He was just like, you thought I was just going to a call for thanks for the retweet,
Yeah.
Sam. I don't care about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was his point?
I don't know. He didn't make it.
Oh, I thought that was it. Call back, I apologize. That was not intentional.
Travis, did he make his point? Did I miss it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
No, he was leading up to
Sam and Travis, you're tearing me apart.
You're tearing me apart.
It was really homoerotic the way he was holding that kid's hair.
They show him like it's Tommy's movie. He wrote the thing. They show him having to do like 50 takes to get the lines right because he didn't remember the dialogue.
And he wrote it?
Yeah, he wrote it, and the dialogue's terrible.
Is there any behind the scenes footage that's actually taken?
Dude, I don't think I knew this until Paul Scheer was in here on Friday, but some of what the movie is based on is everything from behind the scenes was taped. Tommy was walking around. So Tommy was walking around with a videographer the entire time he was filming the movie, and at one point he ended up. I think in the book it says he fired a DP because he heard the director of photography making fun of him on the film that the guy took from behind the scenes, and then he fired him for making fun of him.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
He had like a secret tent offset where he would watch the footage and just laugh at it.
Yeah. So
who did the director? The DP?
Yeah.
He would laugh at the footage?
I don't know why, but yeah, that's what he did.
He did, yeah. Yeah, he would.
He would laugh at the footage.
But then Tommy caught him.
That's funny.
Tommy caught him on his tape laughing at the footage. So he's like, oh, you fired. Don't come back.
Would you like to see that stuff?
Yeah, well, so apparently a documentary of some sort was made because when Paul Scheer was in here on Friday, he said it was like 8 hours long. Like, it's ridiculous. And he said it's the most boring thing ever. It's awful. I still would like a crack to watch all the footage. I would watch it for hours and hours and hours. But he did say that they got to watch it. They got to watch the behind-the-scenes stuff, the people who made the movie.
And they never released it?
It's not been released, no.
I wonder if they will release it after this.
I don't know.
An 8-hour documentary that's just bad?
I think it'd be great.
Maybe they will.
Who knows? Maybe they'll put it as like they'll make like if it's a successful movie, maybe they'll make like a box set or something that they'll throw all kind of features on, and one of them is the 8-hour 2-disc making of the room documentary.
Why would Tommy give anyone else a cut?
That's the problem. See,
he might know by this point he can't make anything on it, and he has to do something.
He's making a lot of money on the room.
Do you think he is now?
Yeah, he's making a ton of it.
I've heard he makes at least $20,000 a month just on screenings alone.
Plus all the merch he sells and everything on his website. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
He sells copies of the script for $17. He
good deal.
Yeah,
Does he sign them? Does he sign them?
He will. Yeah, he will. If you ask him to. But yeah, I like in my mind I was like, now if Tommy were what I would do in Tommy's position is I'd go like, okay, A24 is distributing The Disaster Artist. Let me see. A24 is like this giant thing in movie. It's like this up and coming. But all the big movies are A24 movies right now. I'd be like, let me see if I can get A24 to redistribute The Room. Like, let me sign The Room rights over to A24.
Sure.
We can maybe do some double features where you can go see The Room and The Disaster Artist.
That's a great idea.
Put it out on DVD as a box set. Put it up on iTunes. Do the whole thing. To me, it just seemed natural that he would do that. It hasn't. That hasn't even been discussed. I don't think it's not. It's not happening. You can still just go to Tommy's website and get The Room DVD there or Blu-ray.
I wonder if they don't want to do it. Like, do they not want to fucking interfere with their movie? They might not want to distribute his movie.
I bet not. I mean, I also heard it was not the easiest thing in the world to get Tommy to sign on to do this in general. That they had to jump through hoops, and I believe that.
Really?
As somebody who's interacted with Tommy Wiseau, yeah.
He's difficult?
Yeah, he is.
How old a guy is he?
It's funny you should ask. He's
same age.
Yeah, same age. It doesn't matter. Don't worry.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Oh, I'm younger.
Oh, he won't tell his age?
He doesn't tell his age.
Well, Franco bought his life rights, so I wonder if he would have an issue like releasing that footage. If Franco owns his life rights now, because he had to buy the life rights.
Of course, you have to buy the life rights. Yeah.
What do you mean the life rights?
Like when you.
Like, why would he have to buy them just to do the movie, or did he want to buy?
Disaster Artist is not just about The Room; it's about Tommy in general.
Oh, so
and
you had to
Greg
buy the
in
rights to
general,
his life.
So you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
have to buy the rights to both those guys.
So he now owns the life rights for him, so he could distribute that film. He might not own he doesn't own the rights.
No, because he doesn't own the film.
Right, no. But I'm saying, why wouldn't he allow him to do that?
Tommy?
Yeah.
Because it's not his movie.
Like,
It's
if you're
my
going to sell a guy your life rights, why wouldn't you trust him to distribute your documentary?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Does it say how old? Oh, he's 62.
That's what it says there.
It's Wikipedia. That's wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Do you think he would deny that?
See, yeah, I don't know. The rude question. Move on. Next question. When I interviewed him, like every other question he would answer, and like just as I would try to follow up with something because he didn't actually answer the question, he'd go, "Move on. Next question. Next question. Move on." It's great.
Was he a dick?
Yeah, but like not in a like. I loved every second of it.
How long did you talk to him for?
Almost an hour.
Did you mind him being a dick?
No, I was so glad that he was. I was like, I would have minded if he wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, I was so glad that he was.
Well, so you asked him about the movie. What else did you talk to him about?
I asked him about the movie. I asked him where he's from. I asked him
New Orleans. He said, right?
New Orleans. I asked him how old he was. He would not say. I asked him, and he did it in like a roundabout, like magical way. I asked him about specific scenes from the room, like just like directorial choices that he made.
Did he have good answers?
No, nothing. I talked to him for an hour. Not one new piece of information was gained. Not one question was answered to a satisfactory level.
Did you ask him about the dubbing of the mouth dubbing in that scene?
I probably, but there was so much that was left unanswered in the interview that I guess I don't remember every question.
So he's not a good. He doesn't give you a lot of information.
No information. Zero information. None.
What does he talk about?
The room and himself, and just like, but he'll just go and like start talking on a whole different direction. Like he'll act like he's creating a metaphor, but really he's just talking about something that nobody's talking about. So like Paul Scheer, when he was in here on Friday, he says,
"Who does Paul Scheer play?"
He plays director of photography in the film.
The one that got fired.
Well, they kind of start combining.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is normal for.
But they use his real name.
Well, he doesn't. It's just different. They combine
movie magic.
Movie magic. Yeah.
Sometimes
it's
characters
twist. Move on. Next question.
It's like sometimes like Mr. X and JFK was a combination of a couple of people made into one for story purposes.
Move on. Next question.
There you are interviewing. Where is that?
That was here.
Oh, was oh the
Just
old
before,
walls, right?
Yeah,
okay.
it was 3 years ago. But he said that he's sitting there, right? Paul Scheer is at dinner with Tommy.
Good job filming, by the way.
This is we were not operating under the same budget and.
Oh, you have a couple cameras. Okay,
yeah, we have a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, this was super makeshift.
Holding the football.
Yeah, he was. But so he goes. I was at dinner. Paul was at dinner with Tommy, right, and a couple other people. And in the middle of the dinner, Tommy just starts going, and Paul's like, "What are you laughing at, Tommy?" And Tommy goes like, "Oh, you don't want to know." And they go, "Okay." And then Paul's like, "No, really, what were you laughing at just now?" And Tommy goes, "Oh, I was just thinking about being naked on a beach." And you're just like, what? That's the response, right? Like, what a terrible answer.
Is he trying to have an effect on somebody, or is he literally trying to just be honest and go, "That's what I was thinking of, and I'm being coy"?
No, he's always trying to have an effect.
He is.
He's always trying to have an effect. He's always playing a role. He's always trying to do what a person in that space would do.
So does anybody know where he's really from? I'm sure someone knows.
New Orleans.
No, but I mean the other answer.
He spent $6 million on the movie. The only answer, first of all, you watch The Room and you're like, where? What?
$6 million on this piece of shit?
Yeah, $6 million. And you love that?
So great.
That he spent $6 million.
Holy, how did he get that kind who's fucking loaning this guy that kind of money?
No, there's no loan. He had it in a bank account.
How did he have that kind of money?
He used to have a company called Street Fashions USA. And so he made it selling jeans.
Did he really? No.
There is no evidence that
Street Fashions USA?
No. Street Fashions USA existed. But there is no evidence. There's not $6 million worth of customers, let's say, that are like, "Oh yeah, I used to shop at Street Fashions USA." Like there's no evidence of it.
Well, what do you think?
I mean, he says he sold jeans. I don't know. Nobody knows where the money came from. But it was in an account. It wasn't like it was like all the checks cleared. He bought everything. He rented time on this set, to film.
I wonder if his family's got money. Do people know who his real family is?
No, they do not know who his family is. No idea. Nobody.
I wonder if it just comes from a lot of money.
He probably. This shoot was like 60-something days. It's supposed to be 40. He shot for over 2 months making this thing.
I like there's conspiracy theorists of where the money came from.
D.B. Cooper?
Yeah, there are those who think that Tommy Wiseau is actually D.B. Cooper. And then
he got in a car accident. That's what they're saying here.
He categorically denied it.
He denied
D.B. Cooper.
He did.
Yeah, it's good. He denied that he was D.B. Cooper.
Good. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Well, people say that might be a lawsuit that he won money for.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
But that's just
a high-powered producer and got an out-of-court settlement.
But how much of an out-of-court settlement can you get?
Yeah, he looks fine.
Right. And it's like $6 million is just what he spent. After that, he went and rented the billboard. He did this, he did that. Like, it's not like he got tapped out at any point. He said, money is not issue. Money is not issue. Stop asking.
He would say that to people?
He would say that to Greg. Greg's like, where's all this money coming from? And he'd go, I told you, Greg, money is not issue. Don't worry.
He had some kind of investors, obviously.
No investors. He was sitting there. So Greg Sestero meets Tommy Wiseau in an acting class in San Francisco. Tommy goes like, we should move. Tommy's like, we should move to Los Angeles. That's where everything's happening. And Greg's like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to go there. And Tommy goes, we can go. We can stay in my apartment. And Greg's like, what? And he's like, my apartment. We stay in my apartment. And unbeknownst to anybody, after months of knowing Tommy had an apartment that he owned in L.A. that was just sitting there. His Los Angeles apartment was just sitting there.
You know what it is? He might have just inherited a lot of money. He might have had a rich grandfather.
It's possible.
He probably just inherited some fucking money.
His questions.
But he won't say?
No.
If you say where'd the money come from, what's he say?
Street Fashions USA. My business. My business. Street Fashions USA.
How many years were you open?
Many years. Long time. Long time. We were open. Long time.
What years? From when to when?
We were open from... Oh, I see you. I see you. Long time. From beginning to end.
Oh, he just doesn't want to say.
Yeah, he does. Tricky.
Street Fashions USA, how many followers? There's 177 Twitter followers.
Yeah. See? He's got 77 Twitter followers. He made millions.
And to answer I want to answer Bill's question. Yes, Bill?
What's going on, Jimmy?
Hey, buddy.
Just seen it on Netflix, and man, I am so excited for it. Are you going to watch the Jim and Andy behind-the-scenes documentary when it comes out?
It's already out. Sam was talking about that.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was okay what I saw. I had a problem with my fucking dumb remote, and it restarted it. I'm like, I can't do this again. So, yeah, thanks, Bill. I watched some of it. I thought it was okay. I didn't necessarily buy it. I didn't hate it, but I was like, I don't care if I finish this or not. It was okay.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll go check it out. Thank you.
See what you think. Thanks.
Yeah,
Bill.
I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't awful. I just didn't love it.
It was not that good.
It was okay.
It was not that good.
I haven't seen anything on Netflix I loved recently, like series-wise. I mean, I started Stranger Things 2. I guess I'll give that a shot.
That was really good, that season.
The first one I enjoyed.
There's a part in the book where, Greg and Tommy move into Tommy's apartment in Los Angeles. And the first night there, Greg goes in and he's like, is there just one bed here? And Tommy's like, yeah, we can share. And Greg just kind of looks at him and Tommy goes, I'm kidding. And so Greg ends up sleeping on the floor, I think, the first night.
Did he think Tommy was kidding?
No.
He wasn't?
No.
He probably wasn't kidding.
And while Greg is sleeping I think it's on the floor, either on the floor or in the bed. But while he's trying to go to sleep, Tommy's like, okay, I'm going to go take a shower. And he goes into the bathroom and leaves the door open a crack, is taking a shower, and starts singing A Whole New World from the movie Aladdin.
While this other guy's trying to sleep.
And Greg's just sitting there like, this is where I live now. I can't, this is, Tommy drove me here. And Tommy was driving a Mercedes at that point, by the way.
Was he?
They were like, where'd you get the money for a Mercedes? And he's like, don't ask questions, Greg, and don't talk about me. Don't tell anyone about what I say or what goes on.
Yeah, he's from some kind of a family with money.
Where he just doesn't want people to know.
But how could he? Yeah, because how could you have $6 million in the bank and not people don't know where it came from?
They don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's from Poland, right?
No,
Is he Polish?
New Orleans.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Poland.
People have theorized Poland, but I asked him.
I read that that the director of that documentary that he put an injunction out against, Roomful of Spoons.
Yes,
he found out that he was Polish and his last name is not Wiseau.
Oh, of course.
That seems inaccurate.
It does seem a little fishy, and that's probably why he put the injunction out.
So the injunction is what happened. It's not being.
Well, he was collaborating with Tommy to make a documentary called Roomful of Spoons, which was about Tommy and the room. But Tommy eventually was no longer on board, and so he filed a court injunction to have it blocked because this director would not.
His lies.
Well, he wouldn't adhere to some of Tommy's demands, like make the film 60% more positive.
Yeah, I will say this.
But he ended up losing the injunction. Now the film can come out.
This is recent.
Oh, yeah. This was this year.
When do you expect it to come out?
Soon, I think. I know
Really good timing for it, by the way.
Yeah.
I did talk to Tommy about the book, The Disaster Artist. And he said, I said, did you like it? Did you find it to be accurate? And he said, it's 50-50. 50-50.
Okay.
But then the movie with James Franco, he said 99.9.
So does him and Greg Sestero still like each other?
Yes. Yeah, I think that they've had their ups and downs, but they are still friends.
They are.
Yeah.
Is either one of them acting in anything else?
Well, Greg, no, not really. Greg still tours with Greg tours with the room and Tommy tours with the room. Most of the stuff they do is separate. But they both, I like the screening that I went to of the room, Greg was there.
They did Best Friends.
They did do Best Friends together recently.
And that was this year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the follow-up to the room.
And they're doing this other movie called Best Friends. Maybe that's what the A24 is putting together. Are they producing it?
No, this is out already.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
Best Friends is out already?
Yeah.
It already came out. Did you not hear about it? Yeah, I didn't.
How did that miss your radar? You're Hollywood.
How did it do?
Could you check Box Office Mojo? Check Box Office Mojo, because that will report
it's
how much.
It's a terrible name for a movie.
Best Friends?
Yeah.
What if it's about people who are really close?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's not accurate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're not getting that the R's in parentheses.
Yeah.
So is it Best Friends or Best Fiends?
See, that's good.
Oh.
Are you thinking now?
Yeah.
You got it.
That's suicide. terrible name for a movie.
I have no interest in seeing this, by the way, because he didn't
there
direct
it is. It's just on IMDb. It is not. Oh, yeah, somebody else.
After a homeless man befriends a quirky mortician, an unlikely business partnership is formed, which leads to paranoia.
I haven't seen the film myself.
Do you want to see it?
No, because Tommy didn't direct it. I feel like it'll just be a rehash. He
didn't direct it. Why?
Too busy.
Oh, Greg wrote it.
Greg wrote it. Yeah, I would see it to support Greg. I like Greg, but I wish Tommy had directed it.
You think he's still bad in it, though?
Tommy?
Yeah.
I think he's probably pretty good.
There's trailers out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see a bit of a trailer?
Of Best Friends?
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit of this.
Did you see up there how the R is in parentheses?
Yeah, I did.
So you get
actually, I just got that.
Now, yeah.
What are they? Friends or fiends? Are they enemies? Or are they friends?
Or frenemies?
Oh, my God.
I hate this fucking Groupon commercial. It's on the... It's only 6 sections, which is good. We are Groupon. Oh, it's the worst. Fucking hate it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you watching MSM again over there?
What are you doing over there with your fake news?
Yeah, it's just
Is that a problem with the computer?
No, it's
just these pop-up windows.
This one I would probably attribute to operator error.
All right, you got it, Trey. You got it.
Yeah, all right. Let's turn it back on. Let's get that audio pumping.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
Dude.
What are you...
There's just something playing in one of these windows.
Why keep opening different windows?
Yeah,
what are you watching?
Well, because
What are you watching back there? Enjoying yourself?
What are you trying to watch?
Yeah, what are you enjoying back there?
He is. He's just enjoying a little something in those headphones.
Yeah, yeah. What are you watching? What are you?
He's got one of his programs on again. All right, let's get the audio.
Yeah, let's do
pumping.
it now.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus
Come on,
Christ, Troy. You gotta get your shit together.
Turn Jim and Andy off. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's take a look. Oh my God.
What are you watching?
He's watching multiple programs all at once.
Yeah, there's 30 things playing. All right,
Travis,
now
you know which window it is, right?
No, actually, I don't.
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
you got it.
All right. All right. Sorry to interrupt, Troy. So sorry to interrupt. There's Greg Sestero. He's walking. His shirt's bloody.
Trailers are usually 3 minutes, right?
No, it's a little long.
It's a little lengthy for a trailer. Like about double.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about double.
Now they just family kidnapped by ninjas need $4 for karate. Okay. So it's a goof. It's a comedy.
He's a very handsome homeless guy.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Hey, you. I'm so sorry about your family. Can I help you with ninja and karate? Guess what? I can offer you a little job. Come on, get in. Come on. Get in. You can trust me. Come on, guy.
He's driving a mortician car.
You like that?
I actually love it.
The sound is not
You
good.
can trust me. Come on, guy.
My paradise.
Are you in show business?
Not quite.
So what's the job?
He's got Vaseline on his finger. Oh, now he's putting it all over Greg's face.
Yeah, it's a dark comedy, I guess.
This is my canvas, and this is my masterpiece.
Oh, it's a Greg Sestero dummy. It looks like. All right.
Yeah, it's.
I'll tell you the only one of the things that's redeeming about it is that it's probably very difficult to direct Tommy. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get Tommy.
And if Greg wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote it for Tommy. Yeah, I could see it being all right.
Yeah, but
I would watch it as a lark.
Is he wearing sunglasses in it?
Tommy, yeah, he always wears sunglasses. He's
Crazy.
He's sensitive about his. He's got a lazy eye. He's sensitive.
Oh, go back a little bit. I want to see something. Is he wearing lifts?
Who, Tommy? You got his when he runs.
He doesn't look very tall next to Greg.
Well, he's not. He's not the tallest guy in the world. Greg's a little taller.
Watch this scene right here. It looks like he's wearing lifts. I might be wrong.
Let's see. You mean on the bottom of his boots?
Yeah.
That works out pretty well. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, hold on. I want to see if he's wearing lifts. They're walking.
Look.
Oh, yeah. You're right. No, they're big heels on those boots.
He's wearing big-heeled
Big
shoes.
heels on those boots. You can tell because he's wearing like long, like bell-bottom type jeans.
Yeah.
That come down, but as soon as he walks, they flap up, and you can see the big heel. Yeah, he is. He's a little sensitive about his height.
Yeah, he's wearing like Pacino lifts almost.
Yeah. Well, he's doing a Pacino performance. Yeah, Tommy is great. Tommy is great.
All right.
So yeah, that's. I was very happy to have seen the movie this weekend.
Well, bring me the room and I'll watch it and I'll return it. Just keep the autograph part.
I guess I just wish we could get your initial reaction to it.
I'll give you my reaction.
Your immediate reaction to it.
I'll tweet it.
Like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is that? This is so weird.
Why don't you just go to Jim's house and watch it?
Because no one will come over.
Aww.
Exactly. I'll end up on the floor while Jim sings A Whole New World in the shower.
Can't you be sitting on my white couch?
Want anything to do with
How
that?
weird that'll be. I have to watch the whole thing through because I know he's got to drive home.
Yeah, we have to do it right now.
Oh.
You can sleep over.
No, I would not enjoy that
We
at
have
all.
slumber parties.
I do have a spare bedroom.
All right, I'll sleep in your room.
Yeah, you don't need to mess up two beds.
Yeah, why bother? Yeah, if you're gonna undo the sheets on your bed, just you sleep on the side where you piss on. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep in your piss puddle. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you have a pissy bed?
I do.
Do you think there's stains on the mattress?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm sure there's a couple.
That's so gross.
All right, I want to eat something and we'll break. And we get Zach Wilde coming in and also Jim Brewer. And Ben Bailey, we apologize to. Ben was supposed to come in. It was just too crowded. So we'll have Ben tomorrow so he doesn't have to, fucking 10 people piled in at the same time.
We should talk about just how everybody handled the Michael Flynn thing.
Yeah, it was a very interesting weekend reading all this stuff. It's not going to hurt Trump, by the way. It's not. He's not being impeached.
He isn't.
No, he's
a lot
not
of people
going
are
anywhere.
really excited about it.
He's not going anywhere. And the fucking ABC guy, what's his name, Ross?
Yeah.
Has been suspended for a month. A month without pay is a huge hit for a reporter.
Yeah.
It's a huge suspension.
We'll talk about all that and more. Stay tuned.
BRB. I went to see Steven Singer. Have you been to his place?
Yeah, many times.
I've never been to the other corner of 8th and Walnut. So I went in and saw what a fucking operation. So I'm like, I got to stop in and see him. He's probably our most consistent sponsor. He's been a good friend for 15 years since Opie and Anthony went to Philly. Steven has been a sponsor of the show, and then with, all through Opie and Anthony, and of course, when it was just me and Opie and now us, he's been a very consistent. He sponsored Chip.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a good guy and a good friend to us. So I went and saw his place, and it's incredible.
Did you go upstairs?
He took me on the whole. It's 4 floors,
Yeah.
the vault.
You got the whole tour.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it really is amazing.
Some things he didn't need to show. You know.
Like what?
We're in one conference room, and he's like, yeah, people have had all kinds of parties in here. And he's showing me that the tables move out. And I'm like, no, I understand. It's
a lot of detail.
Lot of detail.
Yeah, okay.
However, it was an extremely impressive place to go. And the jewelry he had was really nice. I mean, I looked at some of the rings and stuff, and the earrings and the necklace. It's a great shop. And the girls there are all delightful.
Oh, yeah.
Really,
some cookies?
I did not. He brought them out. They were fresh cookies, and I did not have any cookies, but they looked phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's like there's great jewelry that you just go in and pick out, but also they make stuff. Like they're jewelers. So that when I went to get my wife's engagement ring, like I went, found a setting, picked out a stone, did the whole thing. Like,
it was a whole thing?
Built, created something.
How do you know what she liked? How do you know you weren't going to get a ring that she fucking... I would hate to buy someone a ring because you don't know what they're going to wear. Are they going to look at this and just go, oh, this is shit?
I have great taste.
Yeah,
so
your wife doesn't.
That's clearly, right? No, she told me what kind of cut she liked.
I
mean, it was just so easy. It was right there, and you just...
No, I picked it up.
You love fruit that's low hanging, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, you
if
do.
it's hot out.
Yeah, you do.
I had to. Well, look how fat Steven was in that picture.
Back in the day?
Yeah. I hate handshake photos, by the way. There's a picture of Steven and a customer looking over the thing like, hi, shaking hand. Handshake photos never look real. They always look posed.
Staged.
Yeah, we're shaking hands now.
But she said she wanted a cushion cut diamond. And it's like, yeah, okay. And then I took that information and I created something that I knew was like a nice thing.
A cushion cut diamond. Mm-hmm. What's that mean?
It's like a square, but the corners are rounded. Just a shape.
Is that a nice diamond?
Yeah, it's a good shape.
Okay. I don't know anything about jewelry. Anything. I don't wear any.
You should, man.
I've bought it for girls over the years, but just necklaces and
shit. You should
shit.
start wearing like a couple chains.
Would you hate me if I came in with fucking rings on every finger?
Well, yeah, that would be stupid. But if you started coming in with chains, like some gold chains with a little bit of diamond something on them, people would know that you're doing well in life.
I probably should.
Yeah, people would know that, oh, he's actually successful as a comedian.
Yeah. I had one necklace I wore, had an L on it. I told you Pam Adlon gave it to me from Lucky Louie.
Mm-hmm.
She gave everyone on my thing, and I lost it. I'm so angry at myself. I think I left it at a massage place.
That's fitting.
I just all of a sudden couldn't find it. That was the only jewelry I wore was this thing Pam Adlon had given me from that.
Yeah, you should start wearing like a chain, like maybe with some kind of... You know what would be cool? If you got a chain and hanging off was a pendant and all in diamonds, it was the laughing face and the crying face. Oh, because then it's like, because that would be your way of saying, not only am I well off financially, but you guys may think of me as the laughing face, but there's a whole other side.
That's right.
Right?
That's who I am.
Right. Right. Or maybe, you know what would be great? If you got a big diamond, right? A big diamond, and you got a clown. But it was made in different colored diamonds. So you'd have like the red hair, and the nose, and the blue paint, and everything, and the green or something on it. But then, on this diamond clown was a single teardrop.
I like that, but it was on his back.
No, that's not. I wasn't thinking that. But yeah, I mean, you gotta start
comedy tragedy. You gotta start advertising better that there's a real person in here.
You gotta start balling is the thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you need to do more stunting in your life.
Do you know how much people would hate me if I started to dress?
If you started stunting a little bit.
Yeah. That was the call when you dress to show off that you have money.
You're like stunting a little bit. Yeah, like you're like showing off.
I don't avoid that. It's just not how I want to look.
I think it'd be good. A little
awesome, Jim.
A little jewelry.
That'd be so
expensive clothes. You know what I mean? Just letting people know you're making money.
Yeah.
Because people need to know.
Maybe, yeah.
And it makes you cooler if you're making money.
That's true. That is kind of what the fans want to see.
They do.
They want to see that I'm doing.
Show your wealth.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way. How popular are rappers?
They are.
Very popular.
That's a good point.
Very popular. And what do rappers love doing? Troy, do you know?
Showing their wealth.
Exactly. With physical things.
So I should probably, you're saying like, take that model.
Yes. And be popular like them.
You think it will work?
I do. And it's a great investment.
Yes.
It is, because you can always resell.
Yeah, of course. Like, who isn't going to buy a custom-made Jim Norton chain?
That's probably true. If one of the fans would buy it out of respect, just to own it.
Made of gold and diamonds. Like,
oh, man, that'd be cool.
I think so.
I don't look good in jewelry.
Come on.
I don't.
But you wouldn't say jewelry. You'd say jewelry.
Jewelry?
Jewelry.
Yeah, I don't look good in jewelry.
Why?
Just don't.
Oh, come on.
Looks silly on
You
me.
just haven't found the right pieces.
That's right.
We should take you over to Jacob. Is he still in business or did he get arrested?
I'm sure he's there.
Yeah.
Who's Jacob?
Jacob the jeweler.
Oh, you're saying that for the...
He's the jeweler to the stars.
Is he?
Yes, he hooked up P. Diddy with quite a lot.
Where's he? Where's he? New York or LA?
Oh, in New York.
There's a place right across the street where I got my necklace from.
See, and Troy.
Troy has a big gold necklace. I never noticed that.
Yeah, I signed a record deal, and it's the first thing I went and bought.
Well, that's not. At least you're
When
not
did you sign
falling
a
into
record
the
deal?
stereotypes.
2 months ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did I know that?
I don't think so.
Congratulations.
You should have known that based on his jewelry. That's the point.
He hides it. Congratulations, man. What's the record deal for?
4-song deal with Casablanca Republic Records.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's great.
Just released our first song. We just shot a video for it.
That's awesome, man. So
Yeah.
your fucking first song. Why did we play it?
I don't know.
I didn't know about it. Or did you say it? Did I not? Did I miss it? I mean, I'm very distracted sometimes.
No, I mean, I didn't
In my
say
life?
anything about it. Sam probably.
I did not know that. Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, we should play it.
Absolutely. That's fucking. We'll help support that. Just try to.
Appreciate it.
Try to get you some more chains.
Yeah.
Some more flashy, shiny things.
Go.
Yeah.
How many guys are in your band?
It's me and one other guy.
Oh, just two of you. That's great. What's the name?
Black Caviar.
Black Caviar. You did tell me that. I remember talking about Black Caviar.
Yeah.
It's like an a cappella group, right?
Yes.
Cool. That's so cool, man.
So it's a 4-song. Are you guys DJing or is it heavy?
We're DJing, but it's like a different kind of DJing. We're doing like live mashup kind of stuff.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
So
Can you just look it up right now?
I would like to. Yeah.
What's that?
Your song Coco.
Oh yeah.
You shot the video for it.
We just shot it in L.A. Yeah.
Let me ask you: when you shoot a video, is it embarrassing to? I was watching. What was I watching the video for? A Despacito. It's a great video. But when you're watching it, they're like actually rapping and they're singing the songs in the street. I'm like, is that embarrassing to do? When you're pretending like you're singing the same thing over and like, is that?
We're gonna redo that. We're gonna retake it.
Yeah, I would feel like self-conscious.
I mean, when the song's so big and you know it's a hit and everybody's kissing your ass on set, it probably feels pretty good.
Daddy Yankees probably has no problem with it.
No.
Was he popular in that song?
Yeah. Daddy Yankee's been popular for way longer than most people are popular
He
for.
did Gasolina, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Him? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was playing Yankee Stadium like, I don't know, 8-10 years ago at this point.
was he?
That's ironic.
Oh, because he's Daddy Yankee.
He probably should have put like a daddy in front of the sign.
Daddy Yankees Stadium.
You should have been there for marketing purposes. Should we hear the?
I never heard of him until that song.
Should we hear the song that got Troy all his gold chain and fancy things?
We absolutely should.
The video's got some views.
It's got 144,000 views, and that's just on this YouTube version.
It's viral.
It made Troy a lot of money already.
One gold chain.
That's right.
Oh, this is just the song.
Yeah. This is the song.
This was like one of the first things he did, but yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing songwriter.
But you just hire like a rapper to come on and put some lyrics to this, right?
Yeah, he was a friend of ours, so we just got in a room and just wrote the song together. But yeah, we're working with some different people. Sometimes
Right.
they'll send us a vocal track, or we'll work with them in the studio.
So you produced this?
Yeah.
Did you make the music for it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
David Guetta, who puts out an album, for instance, with like all different singers. Rihanna's singing on one and blah, blah, blah. But it's David Guetta's music.
Yeah, it could be done a couple different ways. Maybe Rihanna gets in the studio with David Guetta and they write a song. Sometimes David Guetta has a whole song already produced with somebody else singing, and then Rihanna just comes in and just duplicates it. There's different ways to do it.
Are record labels going more in that direction of signing you by songs instead of by albums?
Well, they really have to, because we put this out ourselves and we had 1 million streams on Spotify just by ourselves. So, you don't really need record labels much anymore to get your music out there. But, to do like a video and to have like proper promotion, that's where the record label comes in.
And get that advance.
Right. They're going to start working it in January to radio. So it's already picking up steam. It does pretty well in like the UK, like Indonesia. Like we were on iTunes and they're like top 10. It's weird how it works.
Certain areas?
Yeah.
So what do you do next? Now you got to produce another song.
Yeah, we have a couple songs in the works. We're working with a couple different artists that are really good.
Yeah, now you have to do it again.
Yeah, I know.
You got to see if you can get one of those like warlords or some like controversial political figure that's got a ton of money in a foreign country to fly you guys down and give you like $1 million to perform.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be good, right?
Would you do it?
Hell no.
What if it was a Thursday and you had a show here?
I would do the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Jennifer Lopez does that, and like Mariah, get the big artists perform for warlords.
That's true.
No, you'd be fine. The warlord likes you.
If the warlord likes you, you're probably good.
What if he was like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What if he was like, if you don't come here, I'm going to kill you?
Then I'd go there.
That's smart. You do have all the stuff. You've had it all thought out.
Yeah.
Are you gonna if this becomes even more successful? I guess because very successful it already has become.
Sure.
But if this becomes even more successful, do you see yourself buying more jewelry?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a song idea I've been bouncing around.
Would you want to? Because Troy's a legit
That's
musician.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, would you? Yeah.
Could you do anything with "Don't Let Me Forget That I Danced"?
Oh, Jesus.
Why not?
Because it's terrible. That's why not.
Take a stab at it, sure.
How does it go? How does it go?
Don't let me forget that I danced.
Oh, he just added. He added edge to it. He added edge to it.
It's
He
angry.
wanted it to appeal to Troy.
It's an angry song.
Right? It wasn't before.
Sure it was.
It used to be. Don't let me forget that I danced.
No, I made it. Sometimes on Twitter, I'll just get a thing that someone said, "You danced." They're just reminding me.
But now you've added some edge to it.
He's angry.
Yeah.
It's an angry
There's
song.
angst to it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's like anger. It's like it's angst.
Do you think it's teenage angst?
It could be. Yeah.
Suburban douchebag angst. Well, congratulations, man. That's
I appreciate it.
really, really great news for you. And
I would love it if Troy's group took a sample of Chip and it just became an international hit.
Hold on, you said when. You said when wrong. Fucking my pecker. Wow, now. Yeah.
I'd love to do a song with you, dude.
Wow. Piece of garbage. That would be a fucking big hit.
I think that'd be great.
So happy.
Yeah, make me happy too.
I would. Yeah, I'd love to do a song with Chip. I'd love to do a song with you.
Chip is better. Chip has more shelf life than Jim Norton.
Yeah, Chip is the one who's on the upswing right now.
Yeah, Jim Norton is kind of uncomfortable all the time for some reason. Chip is really fucking flourishing.
Chip is like early 2000s Jim Norton.
Yes.
You know, where it's like, oh man.
But smarter.
Oh.
Sharper.
Yeah.
See how we have the featuring in parentheses? It'd be featuring Chip Chipperson. That look good.
C to the C.
That would look really good.
Chip could get some chains. For the video.
Do you think Chip would count as chickens before they hatched?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Fucking Lamborghini. The new podcast is up, by the way, and people are really liking it. Anthony was on it, and Lenny Marcus, and we had a guest that Kevin Undergaro provided for us. It was very, very fun.
Who was the guest?
Some Ash. She was nice. Ashley from Spouse House. I forget her name. Ashley something.
I love Kevin and his
Ashley Lauren from Spouse House.
His reality show Bravo guests.
Yeah.
Like they're the fucking best.
Yeah. I missed interviewing people who don't know who Chip is.
She had no idea.
No. No clue.
You know what else is great about Kevin Undergaro? That like he'll just send somebody into the lion's den. Yeah, no, you got to do this. It's great.
He doesn't
it's great.
care.
Like, you know, he's a big podcast. You're out there in New York. You got to take advantage of your time. This is going to be good. Like, you just got to go. Just go. And then she ends up in this room where you're just like, whoa, cock fucking sock.
No, he's on the phone.
Oh.
I would love to be in person. Kevin's a fucking manic guy. Like, all of a sudden, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have 4 long paragraph texts, but they're all good ideas.
Right. Well, he doesn't sleep.
No, he's got a weird timing, weird schedule. But he's very, very, he thinks a lot. Oh, good. We got Zach here.
Yeah, he thinks all the time. He listens to everything.
Yeah, he's great.
And he doesn't sleep. But he's about as helpful as a human being could ever
He's
possibly
awesome.
be.
Yeah, I mean, his stuff is always good.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Father Jim in the house. How are you?
Zach Wild just walked in. He's giving Jim a hug. What's going on, man?
What are you doing, brother?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's happening, man?
Good to see you.
Right back at you.
You smell really good. What kind of cologne is that?
It's our new Black Label septic tank.
It's very good.
Thank you, my brother.
And you look thin. Is that on purpose?
No, it's just balancing out White Castle and Jenny Craig.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So you trying to lose weight or no?
But anyways, so what else is shaking, man?
I'm good. I'm really good. But you look really thinner than I've ever seen you look before.
I feel like a sexy rock mutant boy. That's what I feel.
You are a sexy rock mutant boy.
That's what I tell the wife all the time.
But did you get to a point, like, because I know for a while you had some health issues and now you seem like you're doing a lot better. Did you get to a point where you get like a wake up call, like, fuck, man, I got to stop what I'm doing?
No, never.
No?
No. I just, because people would always go like this, oh, you don't drink anymore. I go, no. And I go, good for you. I go, no, bad for me.
Do you miss it?
No, not at all. I mean, like, you know, I got buddies that, well, you know, we all do. You all got your friends that are just like, I'm like, Jim, did you see Tom? He said he's like, you know, he hasn't had a drink in like 8 months. And you're like, Zach, I saw him 2 weeks ago over at McSorley's. Blasted out of his mind. I go, oh, well, that's what I thought. No, but I'm just saying, whether either on again, off again, on again, off again. No, I got blood clots. And then, I told the doc, I said, Doc, does this mean I got to like chill out on the sauce? He just goes, well, Zach, I don't mean to be Debbie Downer over here, but he goes, let me ask you something. He goes, did your parents have this, by the way? I go, oh, I wouldn't know. I go, they're both up in God's Tavern, so I can't tell you for sure. He goes, and Barb was with me at the time, right? The immortal beloved. And he goes, Zach, as a doctor, I don't know how to say this, but all your years of drinking may have saved your life. And I go, see, drinking is good for something, but needless to say, there was no laughter from the peanut gallery at that point. But,
well, how did it save your life?
But no, he just told me, he goes, Zach, look, I'm looking at your this is when I was 42, because I'm 50 now, so he just goes, I'm looking at your liver count and your pancreas count. He goes, I'm telling you right now, Zach, with the way you go berserking with the fellas and the way you tell me you drink every day, he goes, without a doubt, you'll have to have a liver transplant before you're 45. And he goes, I'm just looking at numbers. You know what I mean? He goes, like on a gas tank. He goes, with that double dual you got over there, if you're driving from LA to Vegas on a quarter of a tank of gas, you won't make it. You just won't.
Right.
So he goes, and then the pancreas, he goes, guys, we're getting better with the livers. He goes, but it's still a pain in the ass, Zach. He goes, or the pancreas, guys either die on that table or they could say goodbye to everybody they know in about 4 days, but they don't leave here. And he goes, or door number 3, you can, fist yourself silly while you're listening to your Led Zeppelin records and your Black Sabbath albums and hang out with your wife and your kids and your dogs and all your buddies. And I was like, well, I definitely love Jimmy Page, and I definitely love the fisting aspect, and definitely hanging out with the wife and the kids and the dogs and my buddies. I'll take door number 3. So, yeah, that was the end of the line.
That was it. He told you had to stop, and there was no. How'd the blood clots form though? Because I remember you were wearing like those pantyhose or whatever, those tight things that kind of.
No, I still wear them. Like
you
the like the sock things, just to keep the
compression.
Yeah, the compression socks. But I mean, no, I got to take a blood thinner in the morning, then I take one before night, along with the the Black Label Viagra, you know what I mean? So it's a daily routine.
Does it fuck you up though? Because blood thinners, they say, can mess up your erections. That's what really scared me. Is it? Because
you figured if it's thinning your blood,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I no problems there, man. So that's why I said between the Valhalla Java Odenforce blend fortified with manroot domination juice in there as well. So
you take something to balance that out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, with the White Castle and the Jenny Craig, you know what I mean? It's a fine balancing act.
Did he actually say that the drinking helped save you?
Well, it obviously was thinning my blood all those years,
right?
You know, what I mean, because that's what booze is.
Wow.
So, but he was just cracking a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, what it is though, it does kind of make sense though. You know, I mean, if I did have it genetically from my mom and dad, you know what I mean? If I was predisposed with it. Obviously, I was basically taking blood thinners since I went to Ozzy Osbourne University. That was the best, because when I first joined the band, we're over in England working on the record. I remember Mom, Sharon, calls up Barbara Ann at the time. And, because I said she's been like my mother since I've been 19 years old, since I joined the band, right? So she calls up Barb and goes, "Excuse me, Barb Ann, does Zachy have a drinking problem?" Because I would be the only one that would hang out with the boss. No one would hang out with him, because everyone would be obviously in fear of their job as well, because it's just like, as if your wife knows I'm hanging out with you and I'm enabling Father Jim, while we're drinking sauce. She's like, "Who's getting Jim drinking again?" It's like, "Oh, well, Zach's hanging out with Jim all the time, going to the Irish pubs." It's like, then I'm out of the picture. You know what I mean?
Right.
So no one would want to hang out with you, except for me.
Because Sharon would see them as a bad influence.
Well, without a doubt. So here I am. I remember BT, God bless his soul. BT was around with Oz, known him since the 70s, and then when he started with St. Rhodes and, started his solo career. But I remember BT, when I was rooming with him, he goes, Zachy, don't get caught in the web. Stay out of the web. You know, he goes, he's bringing you into the web. And I was like, but I love Oz. I want to hang out with the boss. You know what I mean? So
did you stop?
No. It was just like, yeah, we're the gruesome twosome. So, I mean, it was just like no one would hang out with him except for me. You know what I mean? So
how did you survive the wrath of Sharon?
Oh, my. I don't know. It just, I you know, it's kind of, she just let me hang around. But I mean, it's just like, I guess she was like, well, somebody's got to hang out with him. But I mean, but no, it was just like, I remember she called Barbara. She goes, does Zachy have a drinking problem? She goes, oh, no. She goes, well, he does now. Because obviously 2 weeks with the boss, I'm already just boozing it like it's nobody's business. But no, just, yeah, you know, I mean, as far as with the drinking, though, I mean, it's just like, that was the end of the line. I mean, I just always tell everybody it was a good time, man.
You had a good run.
Yeah, dude, I won a couple Super Bowls, went to about 10 Pro Bowls. I mean, what kind of, had a Hall of Fame career. I mean, I'm not complaining. You just move on to the next phase. Now we're team owners.
You're like the Tom Brady of alcoholism. You had a great So and you guys, you went back with Ozzy for the first time in a long time. You guys just toured. And I didn't see you guys, but it was like now you're both sober. You're both on the road, not drinking. So was that any different? Is that the first time you guys have done this?
Yeah, because Oz looked at me and I looked at him and I go, who are you? He goes, who are you? And I go, and what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you guys still like hang out socially, or do you both realize that if you're hanging out socially, you're both going to want to drink because that's what you did with each other?
Yeah, now we just go to, you know, like Caligula whorehouses now and stuff like that, you know, but we're sober, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but just, you know, for arts and crafts and stuff like that,
of course.
You know? But,
is it weird being on the road without doing it, though? Because if you do it your whole life and, like, that's what you do on the bus and that's what you do before the show and after the show, it's like, what do you do to fill the time now that you're not doing that?
No, I put it this way. I mean, you know, the way I always look at it, you know, and you just don't drink anymore because it's just like, and I always tell, you know, so exact, would you want to go to like talk to kids at rehabs or whatever? I go, yeah, I don't care. I go, put it this way, but there's nothing really that needs to be said. It's just like, good, have a good time all the time. And then once it starts getting a little silly, you just go, all right, and that's the end of that. And I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that's it. It's like, it can't be that easy. I go, no, it is. I'll show you how to play Stairway to Heaven. You got to practice. I don't know what more to tell you. So that's pretty much it. I don't know.
You didn't have that, like, you didn't have to go through the 12 steps or do the
I got buddies that do AA and they still go and they're like, dude, it's not. I didn't even need it. I just have my buddies there and I have friends there and we just go and have a good time, you know. And then we go to a Caligula brothel and just have a blast. But I mean, but the whole thing is, no. I mean, my whole thing is, you know, I remember when I first, you know, when we first stopped drinking or whatever, or me, but, you know, any of the fellas, but it was just like, oh, make sure there's no booze in his hotel room or there's no booze on the side. I go, listen, if I find out who ended up taking booze out of my mini fridge because they think I'm a weak-willed candy ass, I will bash your brains in once I find out who did it. So I said, I suggest if you don't like ending up in the ICU for about several months at a clip, I suggest you keep the sauce in the mini fridge. Because I mean, now it's a question of my manhood at that point. You know what I'm saying?
So you took it as a challenge almost.
Well, yeah, you just like go. You know, I mean, you're gonna let it beat you, or you're gonna. You know, if you don't like losing, then you ain't gonna lose.
Right.
So you know, you just go. It's no problem. But I don't wake up. I don't wake up like jonesing for a cocktail or anything like that. The Caligula brothels definitely. But I mean the booze now. It's just that was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. All right, what time are we on stage? All right, let's go do this. I mean, that's the way I've always looked at it.
Right.
I mean, it's just like if we're pitching or whatever, we're in a game. Father Jim, I'm your catcher. You give up a home run in Game 7 of the World Series. We're in the first inning. And you're going to sit around walking around with your head down, kicking the dirt. I'm like, I just walk out to the mound. I go, first off, don't ever put your head down. Ever. And then second off, we got like 8 more innings to go, bro. I go, and we'll get the runs back. So don't worry about it. That just happened. Actually, who cares? Can you get the rest of these guys out? I mean, you just have to.
So you don't dwell, like you're not a guy who dwells on the past.
No.
You're an insecure guy. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
You just go, do your shit, move on to the next thing.
Yeah, that was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Let's go.
That's a pretty practical and good attitude to have. I mean, you don't get caught up in, like, let's say you and your wife fight. You have an argument about something. Are you good at going and apologizing, or if she apologizes, are you good at going, all right, we're done, and that's cool?
Definitely. Even during the boozing days, I mean, it's just like if something got a little silly, I'd be the first one to say I'm sorry and stuff like that. So, just get it over with and then forget about dwelling on anything. It's like water to a duck, man. You just gotta, just say you're sorry and then let's get moving here, man.
You don't harp on mistakes that she's made. You go, all right,
who wants to carry that garbage around, carry that weight around, man? It sucks. Because the minute you say you're sorry and you go, which you really are anyways, so, and then you just move on.
So do you think you got there?
And then you can get back to the fondling of the genitalia anyway, so you know what I mean? Which is a lot more fun.
Would you think that that's how you got there, that you realized from a young age, like, there's a lot of fun shit to do in life? Like, if you're 19 and you're playing with Ozzy, like, you're like, the life can be a lot of fun. I'm not going to dwell on anything except for the great stuff that is right here in front of me.
Yeah, and I think it's all I think it's all perception too. Like even when we were drinking, if you only had half a beer left, I didn't look at it as the glass is half empty. It's just like it's half full, and if we drink it fast enough, we'll cop a decent buzz. So I mean, see what I'm saying? It's just perception.
We still got half a beer right there.
We still got half a beer. Instead of going, man, what a bummer. We only got half a beer. It's like, no, if you look at it on the other side, it is still half a beer, and if we drink it fast enough, we can use this for its good.
If you look at it from the other side, you can still get a little buzz going.
Well, yeah, just look at Captain America in the Super Bowl last year. It's just like, well, we're getting crushed right now. It's like, yeah, but we still got 30 minutes to come back and win this thing.
Right.
So there you go.
I've never seen, all the years I've been talking to you or known you, I've never seen you anything other than this. I've never seen you angry, even backstage. I've never seen you bitch at anybody. You always seem to be very even-keeled and upbeat. And
well, I mean, definitely. I mean, in the past, when you look at yourself, when you get pissed off about things or whatever, when you go, God, I mean, well, it's almost kind of like high school stuff where you go, I can't believe... Like, I even got bummed out about that. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Or like Julie Thompson breaking up with you, and you go, what was I thinking, man? Like, really? And I go, well, she did have some pretty slamming gazonkas, Jim. Yeah. You go, yeah, I know. So I go, and you never did get a chance to fondle them at the Caligula whorehouse, you know? So, no, but you really think about it, man. I mean, it's just like, next. You know what I mean?
Did you get into fights when you were in high school? Because it seems like this attitude would lead you to not getting into.
Well, I used to get in an argument because some guys would just be like, "Look at your fishnets; they don't even match your high heels." You know what I mean?
It's hurtful, isn't it?
Yeah, stuff like that. I'd be like, "Screw you, Frank." You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're just jealous, bro. You know what I mean? Certain things like that. I'd get in arguments over that. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Now, wait a minute. Now, are these pressurized socks that you're wearing, or are they actually full? Or they go all the way up? How high do they go? These things?
I usually wear them straight till it goes to the testicles to keep me holding on, so I can actually hold out for longer than the 6-minute Black Label love barrier. So, yeah, I can. Yeah, so I'm not a complete embarrassment.
Oh, I do love that everything's branded.
Yeah, I do too. I respect that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Zach's promoting Gimme Hits. It's a new Black Label Society album. It's out January the 19th. So you have a little while.
Grimace Hits.
Oh, Grimace. Sorry, I said Gimme.
Yeah, because the record company's like, are there any hits? I go, I got grim news. No, there are no hits. So now you already know going in.
Grimace Hits. It's the new album. It's out January 19th. You left
in order to make a greatest hits, you have to have hits.
Right.
Right.
We don't have any.
Right.
Because we prefer to keep the band the people's band and not sell out. You see, because this way, if you don't have any hit songs, you're still true to the music. Well, that's the way we like to.
That's what you tell yourself.
Pawn it off.
Yeah, that's what you like to think, right? Well, at least we're true to ourselves, man. Do you, one of my favorite things that you've ever done is the film Rockstar. I can't tell you. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not. That is like, I don't know what it is about that thing. I watch it probably at least 6 times a year.
I think Father Mark Wahlberg and Sister Jen over there, when they signed up for this movie, they were like, and what did I sign up for here?
Dude, that's part of the appeal. I go like, how did this movie get made?
I have no idea either. All I know is when they asked me to do it, they go, well, what is it you want me to do? And they go, well, you can basically just play guitar all day, and then we'll have you shooting a gun at some point, you know, and a thing, and then drinking booze. I go, and you're going to pay me for this? I was like, okay. Yeah, no, but I mean, it was a great time making that thing. I mean, Mark's super cool, Jen's super cool. I mean, everybody on that movie was, and I'm buddies with, all the guys that were in the band and everything like that. So, I mean, it was just like a massive summer camp for the whole time we were making the movie.
It really is
a good time.
Awesome. Did you have to? They made you shave for that movie, though, right?
Yeah, every day I had to shave, man. So and then what happened was at the end of the movie, which never ended up in the movie, there was a thing of where are they now? So they did of like when the band broke up and the band was no longer whatever. And I had a thing where I basically had a beard on, and I ended up like I wasn't in music anymore. I just lived in the woods somewhere, and I was just like hunting my own food and stuff like that, and I just had a big beard and everything like that. And I was like, I remember when we had to put the thing on every day, I would go, dude, I think I'm gonna grow a beard when I get done with this movie, because I had to shave every day and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was at that point I said, I want to look this ridiculous. I'm gonna do it.
Do you like the beard?
Yeah, so that was about it. So I mean,
it was after Rockstar that you were like, I'm just never shaving again.
Yeah. So and then you ought to see the genitalia and the ass hair. At this point, the wife, it takes her it's a production. It takes her about a half an hour to get in there. You know what I mean? So
that's a real mess. Huh? That's a horror show.
She's in. She's locked in. Yes.
Yeah. Was there any point that like Jennifer Aniston was going like, what are we doing here?
I think the whole entire movie. She was just like, friends to this.
Yeah,
wow. I must not like myself too much.
Because that was her first, like, Jennifer Aniston, at the time that movie came out, it was like, Friends was had been the biggest show on TV. And it was like, yeah, but she's a movie star too. And it's like, to a certain audience, like, the movie Rockstar is like, it's kind of like the Judas Priest story.
I think they must have drugged Mark and Jen to get them into this movie. And then it was just like, the movie was over and they were like, and they were at the premiere going, what did I do? I was in this? So, no, but, like I said, I mean, it was. I thought. I mean, it was a good time, and I mean, the movie's like there's a lot of funny stuff in that movie. So I mean,
have you watched it back?
Actually, I mean, it's like amazing. I mean, it's just like I see it a lot of times, either on airplanes.
Yeah,
it's on
TV all the time.
Yeah, and then you'll see it on like TBS or you see it like the Sunday morning movie or whatever it is. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like this little cult thing now. So I mean,
it's fucking awesome.
But I run into people all the time. They're like, "Dude, that movie's like hysterical." So
have you seen it, Jim?
I have, but it's like in bits and pieces. I've never seen the entire thing all the way.
Good for you, kid.
Yeah, just bits and pieces I've seen here and there. I've never watched the entire thing.
That's in between fondling the man route and just blasting away. It's just I caught a little and I had to get back.
Yeah, sometimes I'll stop edging, turn on a film for a little while.
It might be on at the Caligula whorehouse. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You like Caligula, don't you? It's a great film.
Without a doubt. He's a great fella.
Great fella.
Very caring, very giving guy.
He
wanted everyone to have a good time, basically.
He really did know how to throw a party. Not a good wedding guest.
God, yeah.
Not a good wedding guest.
No, he wasn't one for tradition.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to bless them. Caesar's blessing.
Let it all hang out.
He did.
Well, they shot the hardcore sex stuff in that at night, so the actors in that movie had no idea what they were doing. Like,
they thought they were in Rockstar.
They really didn't know. Malcolm McDowell, John Gielgud, they're doing this film about ancient Rome, and he's filming these hardcore fuck scenes after they leave, and they had no idea that there was hardcore pornography mixed in.
Yeah,
which is great.
It was an Aussie after show party. Yeah. That's what it was. That's what I think they were telling them.
Yeah, if you thought Jennifer Aniston was surprised at the premiere of Rockstar, imagine Malcolm McDowell showing up at the premiere of Caligula. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
There's a guy blowing another guy back there.
Yeah. Because didn't they do like all the sex scenes and stuff? They did in the middle of the night.
Yes, they did them when the actors were not there. So they would walk through a particular orgy scene, and it'd be shot like a rated R movie, and then Guccione and those guys would shoot really hardcore sex. It came out great, but there's an R version and then there's the X version. The X version is really erotic.
Yeah, it's basically a porno movie with movie stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one that we don't show to the 8th graders, when they want to show them about Rome.
Yeah, in the Roman history class, we stick with the R-rated Caligula.
But that's probably I would say that's probably the most accurate look at what a Roman dictator was like. Like they had Tiberius Caesar, played by Peter O'Toole. He was like into like little kids and fucking and with the way Caligula tied off that guy's dick and fed him wine and then stuck a sword in him. Like that's probably
man,
what
without a doubt.
Hey.
Another good times.
Do you ever get worried with all the sexual misconduct allegations being thrown around these days? Do you get worried that like groupies from the past or any of the old school rock days are going to come back to haunt you?
Well, I remember a couple incidents, with I remember the Animal House years of Black Label. I remember these two girls were in the sub at the time. I guess they were hanging out with some of the guys either in the band or in the Doom Crew Incorporated. So, but I was in there just hanging out in the sub. It was after the big rock show, and I was like, "Hey, girls, how you doing? Can I get you guys something to drink or whatever?" They're like, "No, okay." And they were all giggling and stuff. I was like, "What?" I go, "All right, what's so funny?" Because I was bending over getting something to drink. I was like, I figured my pants busted open or something like that. She goes, "No, but we used to have posters of you back in the day, with the big poofy hair when I first started with the boss, with us." So it was just like, I go, "Oh yeah," I go, "That's probably the last time my wife actually wanted to actually sleep with me." You know what I mean? She goes, "Because now I'm out on the couch," and they just go, and they were all giggling some more. And I go, "All right, so what's up?" And they go, "Man, what we do to you?" And I'm waiting to hear like some Caligula brothel stuff, you know what I mean? And some good time stuff. So some stories I could tell Barb about, or, say, these two hot chicks were on the sub and they wanted to do this to me. So maybe you could try it, you know what I mean? But they were just like, I was like, "What would you do?" And they go, "We think you have such a hot ass. We'd love to put strap-ons on and just blast you up the ass." And I just go, "Well, now you know why I don't cheat on my wife." You know what I mean? So, but it was like, and I remember there's one other time, I remember with the boss, I think we...
First of all, can I just say that's my dream scenario you just mentioned?
that's another good time out, you know what I mean? But just want to make sure you don't eat a heavy meal before that one.
Right.
You don't want to hit a big steakhouse after that one with the fellas, But the whole thing is, and if you do, maybe just get the fish,
Yeah, you don't want to have a disaster
that night, But
what was the other time with Oz?
I remember with Oz, we were hanging out in I think we did like McNichols Arena or something like that. And I remember we're in a steam shower. I had that thing going on. Oz is sitting down, and I'm sitting down. And the steam was like kicking in, and we're just like chilling out, just talking and just relaxing. And Oz goes, these two girls actually came into the shower, and they saw us sitting there. They're like, "Oh, sorry," and then they left, right? And then Oz looks at me, and I look at him, and he goes, "Zach, you know what those girls just thought?" And I was like, "What's that, Oz?" They go, they both took one quick look at my dick, and they just said, 'Look at that thing. I guess I'll put it behind my ear and smoke it later.'" So, I mean, these were the opportunities me and the boss used to get back in the day. So. It's like, did you cheat on your wives at all? Well, no, with opportunities like that, no. We just went in the back room and whacked it off.
Is she like your high school sweetheart? I mean,
I've known my wife since 6th grade.
Wow.
And then we went to go see the Urban Cowboy movie.
Travolta,
I took her to that. Yep, and she wouldn't let me. I got the lockdown. I went to go up her shirt, and I got shut down, and she wouldn't let me pass the red rope there into Studio 54, and I dropped her like a bad habit on Monday. And then after that, so when we started high school, I remember she went with the gym teacher's son. He was a year older than us, Rick Keller. And I remember, so she went with him for about 3 years. And then I remember, like, when we had the band going, Rick would be like, "Hey, Barb, Zach's got his band together. Let's go see him." We'd be playing, Ozzy, we'd be playing, whatever, Cream, Rush, Hendrix, Sabbath and stuff like that. She goes, "Let's go see him. They're playing at like Ketchum's Kitchen tonight, or we're playing at some keg parties." You go, "Now he's an asshole. I wouldn't go to anything by him." So she still says that a lot. But the whole thing is, senior year of high school, we had the same class, I think like business class or something like that. So, but I remember like hanging out with her all the time, cheating off her tests all the time, and then we started hanging out, and then. Since that day forward, I've had no problems getting past the red rope and into Studio 54, and here we are with 4 kids later.
That's amazing to me that like, and they're telling us that Zach has to wrap up. It's amazing to me that like all of a sudden the girl doesn't like you, and she's like, "Fuck him, I don't want to see him." It's like you never know. Like just because someone isn't into you at one point doesn't mean they're not going to come back around. And people ask me,
they're like, "Zach, I mean, do you ever get jealous, with Barb with her past boyfriends or anything? Like, she went with this Rick Keller guy." And Rick is married now and has it with her best friend and all this other stuff. It's hysterical. But the whole thing is, she was with Rick for 3 years. And I'm like, "No, not at all." I said, "I think it's awesome." I go, every time she's destroying me and fondling the man root and pounding on the genitalia, oh doom, I just go, Thank you, Rick Keller. Thank you, Rick Keller. That's her training ground, bro. You know what I mean? So she took, 3 years of hardcore, intense training, and she's like amazing. I have nothing but great things to say about
So you
Father
appreciate
Rick.
Rick's earlier work?
Without a doubt. He's amazing, and I thank him, and I write him thank you letters all the time.
What a great attitude to have.
The best.
He's amazing.
That's great. All right, well, they're telling us Zach has to wrap up, but we have to break. We have Jim Brewer coming in, and you're promoting, and again,
The Grimmest Hits.
Grimmest Hits. It's out January 19th. You're promoting earlier, so I'm going to guess you're going to be on the road.
Yes, I'll be out doing that, and but the album, like I said, the lyrics are grim, and there are no hits. So now you know going in.
And you did that on purpose because you didn't want to sell out.
No, we don't want to sell out. We want to stay true.
Right.
True to playing in basements. And if you ever see the video for Room of Nightmares, you see we play children's parties now, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, proms, weddings. The music business isn't what it used to be. So you do $100 is $100. So you just do it.
Are you still touring with Ozzy or no?
Yeah, we're going out with the boss. I guess the game plan is to be going out with the boss until 2020 on this farewell tour. And then after that, we go back out again till 2024 on the bad investment tour. We need money. So, what I mean? So that's the game plan.
So you're finishing up, but you still have some more days left.
Oh, yeah, we'll be rolling for a while.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's all good, man.
Is it more fun? Let me ask before you go. Like you're back out on tour, and with him, it's the pressure's always on him now because he's the name. So it's like ticket sales. Is it kind of nice just to go back out and not have to panic about everything? Like you're just kind of on someone else's tour in a way, and not have to. You don't have to worry.
No, but you never panic anyways. Whether it's Black
panic.
Label, it's a bar mitzvah party, it's a prom, it's Sweet 16. If it's horrendous, it's horrendous. If it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? You just don't put any pressure on yourself. You shoot low.
All right, so you aim low. So if it's good, it's a great surprise.
Listen, if you last longer than 18 seconds in the Black Label Love Dojo,
it's a win.
I would you'd go out and you'd go, Zach, I only lasted 18 seconds. I go, yes, 18 seconds. But that's better than 16.
That is.
They see, once again, it's all perspective. It's all perspective. Stay positive.
Zach, and you be the same guy every time I see you, and I'm happy to see you looking healthy. And, we'll be right back with Jim Brewer. Thank you, man.
You got it.
Welcome, Jim.
What's up? Jim Brewer, what's going on, man?
Hey, Sam.
Promoting you're doing a residency at the Paramount in Long Island, which is a great theater.
Love that room, right?
I've only done it once. I'm doing it again in February. I've only done it one time. And have you ever done a residency before where you're fucking the same place for a month?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm excited, but I'm a little worried.
Why?
I'm not Billy Joel. I'm not. So. Do I have a great following in Long Island? Yeah. Am I worried about the shows? No. I know I'm going to pull off a different show every single time. I've dying to do this forever. And ever since, as soon as I played the Paramount, you've been on shows where you go, this fucking room.
Yeah, it's great.
That one, I immediately went, I'm going to film a special here. Then after I filmed the special, I went, I want to do a residency here. And then I remember talking to whoever, and it took 2-3 years before it made it to them, and they were like, oh my God, we'd love to do that. So, my only worry is I just hope people come out.
How long is the residency?
Well, tickets are on sale for 3. For now, we'll say 3, Jimbo. But
3 shows or 3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
Now, it's one Saturday a month.
Oh, it's not every weekend.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's once a month, one show a month.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's playing.
Which is the same thing Billy Joel's doing at the Garden, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He plays once a month.
Yeah.
He flies in. I drive home at night.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for a hotel.
That's
I got
gotta be
a different
amazing.
show.
To be able to do this, to have a theater that you want to do a residency in that's also right by your house.
Yes, and then we got production. Yes, this is a little more than just walking out doing stand-up on this one.
Can they just lift your mic? These mics, the poor Jim is trying to fix his mic, and this thing keeps falling. This really stinks, this mic.
What we got going on here, Hammer?
Yelling at Troy.
We good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this stand-up or music or both?
Oh, it's first stand-up. We're going to come out. I don't know how long the stand-up's going to be. It could be... I have 3 acts. First is all going to be stand-up. Second's all going to be storytelling. The end is going to be a characters, sketch, and music improv shit.
So how long is the show?
Hour and a half.
Okay.
With videos, I have videos with
Oh, you do?
sketches. that are segues to go into
Sure.
it. So it's
a show.
It's a show, bro.
That's awesome.
They're dropping cash for production. They're dropping cash.
There it is.
Yeah.
So your thing about doing the storytelling, but your stories are always funny anyway. Like I think you're the best storyteller I've ever seen.
Well, I learned a lot of it from coming on here. Back in the day, how far back you guys go. So that was, and I learned that's a major part of what I do. So the storytelling can go in these nights. Some of them are really fun. I got to keep funny, but some of them can go a little deeper and further and wider than an average. Like, oh, here's when I met Ozzy. You're gonna get quite a chuckle out of this. Some of them I may go a little deeper into it, but always end with a laugh.
I guess when it's understood that it's storytelling, that's when you don't have to have a punchline every 30 seconds, right?
That is the magic, Sam.
Right.
When you're a little more serious, they're like, oh, whoa.
I'm actually going to listen to this guy.
Yeah, and I can listen. I got mood music playing behind, and the lighting is different. So it's almost like the middle part is the one-man theater show.
Sure.
And then hopefully that'll turn into something. And then the end is, like, hey, here's Ozzy, Priest, and Metallica singing bingo. Come on, let's do this.
It's also great because now it's like anybody that goes to these shows is going to be like, oh, he can do that show, or he can do that show, or he can do that show.
That's the magic
whatever the next move is. Yeah.
He's a bunny rabbit out of balloons.
But how do you follow the stand-up? Because your stand-up is so strong. Do you take a break, or do you just go right into something, or do you tell them?
The breaks are going to be video. They're going to be 2 to 4 minute videos. Some of them are going to be they're mostly going to be pre-filmed sketches. But or I'm going to have a guy in between. But most likely it's going to be big, loud sketches playing on the side.
Are you worried about coming out after that? Like, will people stay? Will it, are you not?
No.
Have you done this before?
No. But I know I've done every part of what I'm going to do. I've done the stand-up. I did the storytelling, did the rock shit. So, and people stay for all of it. So I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. That's so cool, though, that you're able to figure out something where you're like, okay, I've amassed this body of work, right? So what do I do next that kind of encapsulates everything? Just put it all into one show.
I'm trying to figure out a one-man show, which I am working on, but boom, I can do part of it every month here at the Paramount.
Right.
You're still in the city, Jimbo. I don't know if you're in the city or Jersey, but you probably do. I don't know. Last night I bopped in to what's the Cellar? Not the Cellar, but they got these other rooms.
The Cellar's the only one I really do. The Comedy Cellar.
Well, they have another room that's sick.
Oh, the Village Underground.
Yes,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
It was sick. I walked in. I was very intimidated because I've been out of that system for a long time. And they're like, hey, you want to do a guest set? Nah, I don't know if I can guest set. And I watched Neil Brennan go up, and I watched these guys go up, and they're like, you sure? I went, fuck it. Let me give it a whack. I felt like 94 Brewer at the comic strip on a Friday following Ray Romano and Wanda Sykes, like, what's up? And it was where I went off on a cuff, and it was amazing. I haven't had that opportunity in a long time.
But it worked?
Yeah,
That's
it worked
awesome.
really well.
Yeah, this is no one I want to go on after less
than Brewer.
Oh, fuck you. No.
Oh, great. Now he does noises. He's doing impressions.
Jim kills harder. But it's really funny, and no one's ever seen your stand-up. The stories you tell, they're really good, they're really well put together, and they're extremely funny. I've never seen anybody do it as well as you. I mean, I really mean that.
Well, thanks, Jimbo. And then hopefully, they'll really resonate with some of these shows. So, I don't know. I'm psyched. Like I said, I don't, today we talk with the production. They're out of Nashville. They're like, yeah, we've done Motley Crue and this and that. I'm like, what? So my imagination, I can't even keep up what they're throwing on the table. Like, at the end, what if we do explosives? I'm like, we can do explosives? Like, fuck yeah, we can have fog and laser lights. Fog and laser lights?
Now you got to be disciplined, though, right? Now that you know that, you've got all the options of this company, plus the venue's going to let you do whatever you want, because it's not one show, it's 3 shows. shows. Like, that's a lot of tickets.
Exactly.
You're going to be allowed to do whatever you want, but you have to be disciplined to not just be like, let's do everything.
Yeah, right. And I am. I went in going, all right, here's the stories. Here's the stand-up. And the stand-ups are going to be bits. You know, let's go topical. I have a different view than most others. And then a lot of Long Island stuff, too. So
right.
I'm hopped up, man.
You are, and tickets are on sale. It's the Jim Brewer residency at the Paramount. It's an amazing theater. OfficialJimBrewer.com or Jim Brewer on Twitter. It's BREUER. You're also doing other gigs. Funny Bone in Albany, Performing Arts Center this Friday in Englewood, New Jersey, and now you're doing Illinois. Hey! Oh, thank you. And the Rialto Theater in Tucson in December, which is amazing, 28th. And then you'll be New Year's Eve. You're going to be at the Improv in Tempe, which is another great room. So you're smart to go. I'm such a dumb fuck. I'm doing Chicago this Friday. Like, you're going to, like, Arizona, which is where you should be in December.
It's where I'm bringing my kids.
For New Year's Eve.
Yes. Go out there, stay in the sun. We're in the mountains. We're driving. I'm staying out there for like 10 days.
Oh, you are? You're making a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
So you're
it's
doing
a whole
Christmas
thing.
out there and everything?
As soon as Christmas is over, we're on a plane. We're out of here.
And then spending like 10 days in Arizona.
Yes. We set up the stupid tree last night. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, 2 years, I'm going to start drawing a fucking...
You're tired of it.
Like, here we go. We're drawing it and putting a painting up on a... We're going to put a little notebook padding of the tree on the side of the wall. Boom, we're done.
Is it a real tree that you used?
No.
No, you get the fake one,
No,
right?
it's a pop-up. The lights are in it.
All right, tree's up.
Yeah, it's
magic.
Up. Once they know what's going on, what are we doing? Why do we even have to buy you gifts? It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I give them to you on the 23rd. I'm buying them anyway.
It's over. What are you getting excited about? Nothing's going on.
How's family? Both of your parents are
dead.
Both of your parents are dead? Yeah. How has that been for your family and for you?
You know,
it was such a big part of you.
My dad was. Well, my mom was too. But you know, my dad, I missed horrendously. I still miss him. My mom was this whole other beast. I was like, oh, the fucking out of here. Why are you straight? She was, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but she was blind, almost fully blind. She couldn't chew anymore. I was going to see her, and it was a disaster. I'm like, oh my God, it's time to go. I believe, it's old Yeller time.
How old was she?
91.
Yeah,
she was gonna be.
I don't think anyone can call you mean. You're probably the most dutiful son.
Yeah.
As far as what you did for your mom and dad, I mean, you were a very dutiful son. I mean, you're a far better son than I am.
Yeah, but we kind of grew up in the same. I can't say that. I can't speak to where you grew up, but I grew up. My dad was in. He grew up with 10 brothers and sisters, like a fucking old movie. 10 brothers and sisters. He used to eat possum if they can catch it. Turtles. And I'm like, what? Turtles? Possums? We catch a turtle and throw him in the pot, and there was 10 of us, and his mom was dead by the time he was 3, and then he was in World War II for 3 years. His whole family, 5 brothers, all 5 went to fight for years, and all 5 came back, and one was in a Nazi camp, one was shot down in Germany and played a deaf mute for weeks till the French underground got him. Yeah, man, it's some heavy, but
he pulled a chief from Cuckoo's Nest.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly right. And they all came back, and he never, and then the more I learned that history, and just a guy that never complained, always did the right thing, getting up at 5:30 and walking on the fucking sanitation to collect garbage. And, it's, I learned a lot from watching that growing up. And I went, he would always say, "I want you have more than me." And I went, "Dad, fuck, I already have 10 times more." And I wanted my kids to have, it's all about walk the walk, man. Walk the walk. And there was a time where I would do it and I'd feel jealous, envious, like, look at all these guys getting all this shit, and I should be, God, maybe I was, but you know what? I wouldn't trade any of it in for the world. So I can sleep really good at night. So it's just, I felt like that's the thing to do.
And it was easy for you to do it?
Easy. It was so easy. I enjoyed having them around. It really did. So that definitely helped. He was funny as shit in the road.
Yeah, but when you don't have them in your life. Is it like a big void, or is it just kind of it fills up with other stuff?
Well, I say this: my dad is the more of the bigger. Like if I think of my dad, I instantly get a hole in me when I feel bad, and it lasted over a year and change, and I would have serious primal crying breakdowns. Serious, just
wow. Were they out of nowhere, or did anything like bring them on? Like, would it be like I saw this commercial and oh my god, that's like me and my dad?
That happens when I'm coming.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Sometimes it would just be out of nowhere.
I brought him a lot on the road, so I would, I'd see a place or whatever, and I'd hear something he'd say, and then boom, you try to avoid it, and that night you're in the hotel room, you're alone, and boom, the emotions kick in.
And when you start crying, do you just like, you know what? I'm going to get primal with this. I'm just going to let everything out because I can't hold it back anymore. The dam is broken.
Yeah. Oh, I go full primal. I don't give a shit. Yeah. My eyes get all fucked up. Like, Jimmy's in the other room, same noise. Like,
these two are depressed.
Well, which one is doing what? That's a game show. We should do that as a game show.
Norton's like, oh, I guess what jerking off over there.
Guess what the Jimmys are doing? But yeah, man.
Do you cry in front of people? Like, will you let your wife see that, or are you embarrassed?
Fuck yeah. I got over embarrassment a long time ago. If I tell a story, my eyes start swelling up. I won't primal in front of them.
Sure.
But
your kids will see you cry?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, I feel like I learned years ago where walk the walk. My kids should know what it's like to feel pain and see pain. Like once in a while, like, wow, fuck, Dad's all fucked up on there. He's crying. Here's a song. Dad, why are you crying? And it's a Metallica song. Like, yeah, it's about taking care of your dad. So I don't mind them seeing my emotions.
Right.
I try to protect, but sometimes I can't protect my emotions. But I have no problem hiding it from them. I want them to know. Even when I took care of my dad, they all had different reactions. The oldest one was just, I'm out of here. The middle one was just, she was a little freaked out, and she would watch me fart. The youngest one was hands-on. If I was in there with my dad, she was in there with my dad. And she was little. I was playing with my dad, she would play with my dad. All the way up until his death, when it was down to the last 2 minutes, she was in the room playing songs with him. And I went, hon, you don't have to. And it's ugly at the end.
It is.
It's ugly. They breathe fun. It sounds like they're choking to death. And I said, you don't have to. She's like, no, I want to be here, Dad. I want to be here. And then about a year later, this was a sick moment. It was a year later. My wife's going through her second round of cancer, and she got the same hair as you at the time. Fucking bald. She looks like an alien, a poor thing. And I got a little place upstate New York, and I'm not into anniversaries. Like, yeah, fucking at 9 o'clock, 9:15 on June 20, my dad passed. So I was upstate New York, and it was the end of the night. I was with my friend I grew up with, and he goes, yeah, let's hang out today. And my daughter goes, Dad, I need someone's phone. I said, no, go to bed. I'm hanging out with Larry. When you got your best friend over, you're like, you want to hang out. We have a fire, and just get the fuck out of here. She goes, Dad, I really want a phone. I need a phone. I said, what do you need a phone for? I can't tell you. Well, then you can't have it. So she's doing this with everyone in the family, her sisters. I said, don't give her the phone. She needs to go to bed. It's like 10:30 at night. She goes to bed. About 1 in the morning, I go to bed. I go to check, and she wrote a text about a year ago today. Grandpa passed away. If you look up at the stars, and I hope he's drinking beer and watching you as a son above. You're the greatest dad. Moments like that,
yes,
for me, are better than selling out the fucking Garden. Financially, no.
Yeah.
Right, financially, it doesn't have the same.
But those are powerful. Those are powerful moments where you go, "Wow, that's what I want out of a." And hopefully, she'll do that when she gets older for someone. I don't know.
How come it had to be via text?
Because I don't know. That's a good question. Because maybe she knew I was going to read it, and then it sticks forever. Rather than just tell me while I'm hanging out with my friend, my best friend. If she told me that right there, she doesn't know how to communicate with her mouth, so she wrote it down.
Right.
It's easier in text to write it. You can
Especially
edit.
if Larry's around, right?
Yeah, you know who wants Larry watching
wants
that?
Larry?
I'm trying to have a moment here.
The fucking neighbor from Three's Company. Who wants to say that in front of him?
And you're sitting there going like, no, Larry stays. Larry's staying.
If you can't say it in front of Larry, you can't say it in front of me. We have 9 IPAs in us, and Larry did the one-hitter. Mom doesn't know. Talk to us.
I know. Larry's family, too, okay? This is Uncle Larry.
You know that by now. Go to bed, for Christ's sake. What is so important in your life at 9 years old?
I just wanted to say.
Stop crying, for crying out loud. Go to bed, D. Can you bring her to bed? It's 10 o'clock. I'm trying to fucking talk to Larry here about aliens.
Larry, I got to apologize.
Sorry, Larry. These kids, they stay up all night. You got to take control of them. You got to take control of them. Bunch of animals. They want to stay up to 3 in the morning talking about nothing.
And then you get this text.
Give a shit about Kids Bop.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dad, can I get tickets? Go to bed. Give a shit what you have to say.
Does she want to take you to shows that you don't want to go to?
I just love that you think it's about Kids Bop, and then you get this text, and it's like the sweetest, most touching thing
Oh
about
my
your...
God, Harry Styles. I get it. One Direction. Oh my God, what the hell does this say? So yeah, man. And that's all resonated from me, from what my dad did for me, and whatever.
How's your wife doing?
She is, for the time being, doing okay. She is. She was diagnosed in February with terminal. It metastasized to her. The cancer metastasized to her liver, lung, bone.
Jesus.
That was a heavy. That was a heavy couple months trying to figure that out. So for the time being, she is in a trial, so she goes to trial, and for the time being, the trial is working. So we're
good.
5 months. It works. It's not doom and gloom, which is another. I guess some people go doom and gloom. We never were a doom and gloom family. I never was a doom and gloom guy. She looks hot. She feels hot. She doesn't. You would never know it looking at her. And it was funny. At first she didn't want to tell. She didn't even want to tell her mom. She didn't want to tell a lot of people because the first thing you get are letters. We're all praying for you. If it's like, oh gosh, shut up.
Everybody thinking they have to come visit, even though they haven't visited in like 20 years. Like, I got to get my one last one in. And
we brought you the best banana nut cake. This is like a really ancient recipe, and we want you to have it. I'm sorry, just gonna go outside for a second.
You're just like, I'm just trying to live my life.
We're still good.
Yeah.
Well, she's very religious. Do the prayers not mean anything, or is she kind of moved away from that a little bit?
No. And I don't. She believes, she's got deep faith. She definitely has that. And she's not one of those, there's a weird thing with religion where people go, oh, well, how could God have how could God have a child just be killed and you've had cancer and you're the great? That's not God shit. I don't know what people have in their heads. It's like we're human and whatever you're into. She's all about like, hey man, whatever this journey is, it's kicked ass until now. Look at all that we've done, and if this is the way it's going to go down, this is the way it goes down. If I'm not going to gloom it and doom it, if anything, every step too has made our visions on life a lot more clear and crisp, and you have this whole different agenda, and you realize what's really important in life in general, because we're all on borrowed time. At the end of the day, none of us are getting out of here. So she's pretty powerful with her faith, man.
When you found out in February, do you go with her to the appointment, or is it?
Oh, yeah.
And did you kind of know, or were you not sure? Did you guys sense that this is what they were going to say, or did you have no idea?
No, I knew. She still had. So she first. The way I found out, it was right before I played the Paramount. It was like it was February like 12th or 11th of last year, and I went there, and as soon as I came home the next day, it was right before Valentine's Day, and I said, I see an account. Who's this doctor that you've been? She didn't want to tell me, and then I said, what is this doctor? And she went, I have something to tell you. I went, oh shit! I knew right away. I'm like, what? You know, we've been through it twice.
Sure.
What is it now? And she goes, they found tumors. It could be scar tissue. It could be. I just said, yeah, no. This is hands down. I know exactly what this is. I said, where'd they find them? It's like on my. There's some spots on my lung. Oh fuck!
Did you express this to her, or did you keep it to yourself? Like your feeling of dread.
No, you don't. You don't put that out there. You immediately go, let's see
what it is.
Let's wait for the official word. But you could tell by her doctor at the time, he wasn't very optimistic. And I called him up and say, listen, what's the deal, man? What are we looking at here? What do we like? He's like, 4 years. I can keep her alive. There's some great pills. And let's wait for the biopsy. But I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And, the biopsy came back and they said it's cancer. But now by the time it was a long, brutal process. Because when it first happens, okay, well, now what? Now what? And then you get tested more and then you go to the real specialists and they go, yeah. And they have to be very, she was a young girl. She looked like she was 20. She's like 27. She's like, they metastasized and they're in your liver and lung, and basically you're fucked. Maybe you'll make it to Christmas. We're not sure. But it's up to you. What you want? We can put you on a trial. And here's all. So and I remember I cracked a joke. She said, "There's drugs to give you to help you," and I went, "Are there any drugs for me?" And my wife cracked up, and this woman she looked at me like, "You bastard! I just told your wife is gonna die, and you want drugs." She didn't understand.
You were just trying to.
It's not about you,
right? And that was a heavy ride home. Your whole life, I've been with her for 27, 28 years.
Right.
We're married 25 this year, and your whole life starts flashing, and you're going, oh my God. And then you think of the kids, like, okay, I'm going to, all right. Yeah, no, we'll get through this process and I'll be all right. I have to be all right. This is the next step in life. This is what it is. This is life, man. Here we go. And she's apologizing. I'm so sorry. And I'm cracking up going, don't be sorry. But, I wish I knew your genetic pool before we jumped into this. And I'm going to tell others before you get married, check into their gene pool and once their fucking history. And just cracking jokes, laughing. And then once we started checking out all hospitals across the world and all that for trials. And thank God I got a great friend that I grew up with, literally grew up on the same street with, that I've known forever. And he called and he always said, he's like, Jimmy, if you let me know the way D is, you got to let me know. I can really help. And I called him up like, hey, here's where we're at. He's like, send me the papers and give me 20 minutes. And he called. He's like, you need to get her on a flight tomorrow to Houston, Texas. So, okay. Flew to Houston. And the doctor was like, how'd you get in here? There's a fucking 40-year waiting list. And the doctor's like, you need to be in Philadelphia right now. Right now, you are a huge candidate. You are the world's guinea pig for this right now. Get on the plane, head to Philadelphia. And we said, oh, we were in Philadelphia. And he goes, why didn't you go on the trial? He's like, well, I didn't want to, all the side effects. She's like, he goes, look at Tylenol. There's more side effect. They have to tell you that.
Sure.
He goes, or your option is death. Pick it. It's up to you. I mean, I'm not your life. And so that's the way we've been. Now, the first thing they tell you is, all right, once you go on the trial, normally the first month, you take a biopsy. They got to take a biopsy every month. It'll say the tumors are shrinking. Don't get excited. It's the second, third month where you find out is it working? Did it spread? Are the tumors getting big? Do you have less time? Or is this kind of working? And she didn't hear that. I recorded everything. I go in a doctor's office, I record.
You do?
Absolutely.
It's smart.
And then this way I would go on a plane and I would listen to this over and over, and I'm holding back tears. I'm like, oh.
But you're doing it for information.
Absolutely. So I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got a FaceTime from her, and she was crying like, oh my God, God is great. Oh my God, the thing came back and the tumors are shrunk. And she told friends and people called me out. This is great. But you remembered. I was tormented because I didn't want to crush her joy.
Sure.
But I knew in the back of my mind and my heart, I went, we're really not going to know shit for at least another month or two. So, but I had to, yeah, this is amazing.
Oh, you did go
smarten her up.
Absolutely. This is awesome. This struggle is going to kick ass forever. And then the second month came, and I was holding my breath. I was like,
right.
Okay, here we go. And they're like, yeah, it's amazing. Still working. So now we're up to 5 months. And now the doctors and all of them are super excited, and pharmaceuticals excited. But you know what, man? I don't know. I don't get excited. Yeah. This kid, we live month to month. Month to month, we go, hey, let's get another kick-ass month. We got another kick-ass. So all the way back to a shameless plug. No, but in seriousness, being able to do something like this, knowing I'm home.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Once a month, and if it turns into something and I don't have to travel that much, it's definitely all a good thing.
And Jim is such a hilarious comedian. It's the Jim Brewer residency at the Paramount, officialjimBrewer.com, and it's at the Paramount's in Long Island. It's an amazing room.
Yeah, it's a good room.
The first 3 shows, by the way, are February 17th, March 3rd, and April 14th. Tickets will go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Pre-sale is Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Paramount fan club members and City card holders.
Hey.
But I'm amazed that you
go to all 3 shows if you can.
Why not? They're probably all going to be different.
They are. Everyone is different. Even, knock on wood, not saying there's a guarantee, but if I go past the 3 months,
sure,
I'm prepared for at least a year's worth.
You are.
Oh, wow. Hands down. I haven't put out a special in a while, and I've been gathering tight material, back pockets, storytelling in these little shitholes in the middle of nowhere. I don't come to the city for them. And with the band, I'm pretty excited now that I know I got production and everything else. I'm really hot.
Why didn't you ever do like a one-man show? All these comedians do these one-man shows in Montreal, and they're good, or but you're such an amazing storyteller. It'd probably be better than most.
You encouraged me to do that a while ago, and I never forgot that. And I always trying to figure out an angle, and I honestly am starting one. I started toying with it last year, and now I'm working on it in January, February, and March.
Are you able to go back, like if I'm writing something, it has to be in the moment, like the emotions. In the moment, I have to grab it or I lose it. Are you able to go back and grab stuff like this is how I felt 6 months ago and make it relevant?
Yes, that's exactly what's happening to me now. Because at the time, and then you lose the momentum.
Right, the momentum, right.
So now that I'm going back and looking at these things. Oh God, I forgot this story in this moment in time, and this part of my life, and boom, and and then I get all hopped up and excited again.
It's amazing to me someone who's a good storyteller. I'm a horrendous storyteller.
Are you really?
Terrible.
That's because you lose focus, right?
I don't know what it is. I'm all over the place. I lose focus. I have zero faith in the destination and the journey.
You lose confidence as you're telling the story?
Before I start.
I'm like that with the jokes. I'm the same way, but with jokes.
Your jokes are hilarious though, and they're spruced all over your story. He would tell you would close. We did the antisocial tour. Me, Jim did it. Stanhope did it. Tell Amy. There's a whole bunch of comedians. Artie.
Yeah.
You were always hilarious, and you would close with a story about your dad and hosing down the drive. It was fucking hilarious. Hilarious.
That was a great tour, man. We had a lot. There was some belly laughing
Bill Burr,
nonstop.
yes.
Oh my God. Adele. I remember sitting on the side watching Adele in Washington, D.C. And he did a whole thing about the hotel he was at and playing with a donkey with whatever they had. They had all the different presidents on it. Dude, that was some of the hardest I ever laughed in my life.
Yeah, that was a really fun tour. We went to the Pentagon. Who went? It was me, you, Bill, and Dave, right? Went to the Pentagon?
Yes, and I got a World War II hat from my dad.
You did?
Yeah, I remember that.
We were seeing like wounded warriors.
Yes, I remember that. We went downstairs and we're like sitting with them and talking with them, and yeah, that was heavy.
Attell was really good with. I did. You talk to soldiers, but you almost feel like I don't qualify to speak to these men.
Same.
Because like, what do I say to these guys? That's I have nothing to offer them. But Attell was great. Hey, wow, let me see your scar, and they loved it. He just talked to them like they were regular dudes. Attell is really really good with those guys.
He was really good with that. You're right, because I feel the same as you. I don't know. Like, so yeah, I'm working on this bit. Life's,
yeah,
we're going to Disney World with the family. So yeah, sucks to be you, huh? I don't know what to say, but you're right. Dave would, let me see what you got going on there. Like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah, asking real questions. Where'd that happen? What happened? No one minds telling you their experiences, especially war guys. That's why they call them war stories.
Exactly.
Right. If a guy has his leg blown off, he'd probably love to tell you where it happened.
Right. He wants a regular conversation rather than the whole like, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, or trying to relate. Like, I understand how you feel. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Just tell me you're right. No, you don't. Not at all.
You have no relative experience. But I know I'm too aware of the fact that I can only guess at what it feels like. I'm too aware of it.
Yeah.
And so I just panic and don't tell.
I'm sort of the same way as you.
My grandfather's he's been trying to steal valor, I think.
Oh no!
He's been walking around telling people this is legit.
He's what? Oh.
He's not joking.
No.
He's not joking. Like, he was asking one of my aunts why he doesn't get more.
Is he saying he's Howard Stern's grandfather? trying to steal radio valor.
He's trying to ask why he doesn't get more respect because he fought in three. He was active in 3 wars. He said.
Wow.
And she was like, Pop, you weren't active in 3 wars. And he was like, yes, I was. And she was like, what? And he was like, well, World War II, I was active. And like, even my mom, like, that's the one that might be. But my mom was like, he didn't fight in World War II. Like, that would have been his generation. But he
was active, maybe, but not.
And then he goes, Korean War. And they were like, well, you weren't in the Korean War at all. And then he legit, without batting an eye, without joking, he goes in the Cold War. Okay. And they were like, what?
Ew.
He's trying to get credit for fighting in the Cold War.
Can I tell you? I don't want to say who it is, but a person I love to death, right? Now, I don't know. I always thought the term veteran, I'm a veteran, meant you were in battle.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, that's just what I naturally think. Like, oh, I'm a veteran of, you were in battle. Okay, so I'm with this great person I love, older guy. He's got a hat, a million pins and all that. And one of them says veteran. I know for a fact. They were in the service, but you
didn't fight.
Never. Not even close. So we get in an elevator, and this woman gets in. She goes, "Oh, thank you for your service. You're a veteran?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." And I went, I just turned, and she goes, what war were you in? And I went, this is going to be a great answer, because I know for a fact you haven't been any, and I'm going to hold you real accountable, considering my dad was in World War II. Let's see where we're going with this. And he went, I was active during the Cuban Missile Crisis. I was just signing up.
Oh no!
And I think that was it was totally avoided.
Exactly.
There was no.
So I don't know if it's to get free donuts on Tuesday when the legions all get together and eat. I don't. But
my grandfather's just a scumbag, so he's just trying to. He's trying to get whatever credit he can get.
But your friend could have just said, "No, I was never in battle. I was just in the military."
Yeah,
that's the answer to give.
But he wants the credit though,
sure,
because he knows that even if technically veteran means that you could be just in the military, he knows that the respect is to soldiers who served in battle, which is where it should be, right?
Exactly.
He wants that. He wants to be a hero.
I was at the PX. I was at the base. I was down in Monmouth at the base buying Fruit Loops for cost while other men gave their limbs. Nobody wants to say that. I was at the fucking PX taking the discount that those men earned me by losing an arm.
If that dude,
I bought Fruit Loops at cost.
If he could get a pin that just said the word hero on it instead of veteran, he'd go with hero.
You're absolutely right. You're right, and I really think it's just for the free donuts.
But it's got to be tempting too, and we have to wrap up in like a minute, Travis. 1 minute. It's got to be tempting when you see other guys getting such respect, and you know that you didn't avoid war, you just didn't go to it. You were in the military. It's got to be like, fuck.
I would have gone.
I missed the glory. Forgetting that you have to go through the battle first.
I would have.
My mom wouldn't let me.
I had flat feet, but I would have gone.
Yes.
Oh, I have one bad eye. I was dying to fucking shut my one eye and shoot at him.
It's legit. It's really bad.
I didn't even know it was a war. I just happened to go to Toronto for 4 years. Who knew? We have to wrap up, but make sure the Jim Brewer residency at the Paramount, officialjimbrewer.com. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., February 17th, March 3rd, April 14th. Jim's a great, great comedian storyteller. I've said that even when you're not here.
This was a lot of fun, man. This is the first time I talked about some of that shit.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. I wish we had you for a longer time.
Well, maybe we can. I would love to pop in another time.
Anytime you want to come back to promote this residency. And I'm going to be in Chicago this Friday. Talia Theater if you want to come out and see me. And I love you, man. I'm happy you're.
Love you too, Jimbo. Thank you.
And good luck. I hope D is okay.
Will do. Thanks, Jimbo. Sam, have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for coming.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.